rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rocker in Knicks universe, your main man's Uncle Freezie. Y'all want this party started, right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? All right. I see y'all. I see y'all out there, right? New York Knicks in the building. The hip-hop legend Core Mega is in the building. What's good, party people? What's good? Man, I'm starting this thing a little bit later. Had a whole bunch of stuff, man. Had an appearance on with the Queen Bee. Dope soul. Yeah, had an appearance there. Just had a whole bunch of stuff going on. So y'all pardon me for coming through a little bit late. Had some creative stuff to talk about with some of our peoples. Had to get some of those telephone calls out of the way. B-Ball for real is in the building. Son of the Legend is in the building. Hey, what's good? Diggs is in the building. What's good? What's good, y'all? Man, I don't have like a big set agenda tonight to talk about, but of course we got to get together and rock. Adam is in the building. Let me throw the joint out here. Hey, Adam, man, I didn't say, man, I'm so far behind. I just jumped right on. Let me throw the joint in there. Right. Okay. Illmatic's in the building. Adam here. Okay, I see you. But yeah, man, I didn't have a big set agenda yet. There are some things I don't want to talk about just yet. I just want to kind of save some of those things until we get to a area where we're confident in what we're looking at. Right, just you know what I'm saying, like season review and all of that stuff. I kind of want to save that a little bit, you know, for when the season is over. Then we do a requiem for it, you know. Man, look who is in the building. Who is this in the building? Let me see. Yo, what's good, boss mans?
Oh, what's good? What's good for
Man, you sound
freeze?
sleepy. You better wake up. You better get your energy
No,
up.
I'm not.
You
No, I'm
sound
not sleepy.
tired.
No, I'm good. I'm
Your
good.
energy up?
Oh yeah, my energy is way up.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
How
man.
how you feeling tonight, boss?
I'm still hobbling around a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna be like that till
Okay,
probably about June or July, but you know what
okay.
it is.
Your
Yeah, we
knees is
already
not.
we already know
Your
what it
knees is less
is.
swollen.
Huh?
Your knees are less swollen.
Yeah, but we getting through it, man. With torn ligaments, they don't heal overnight.
Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's tough.
Torn ligaments don't heal overnight. But we in the building. We here. New York Knicks
Yeah, man.
basketball late at night. Get that energy up. Let's go. G
That's
Money in the
right.
building.
That's why I get that energy up. Salute to everyone on the panel, in the chat. Chat, get your energy up as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So
Get
what you
that
thinking? What
energy
you
up.
thinking, boss? What do you think? Do you think the Knicks should play some of the starters, or you think they should take them out of the lineup?
I think it's situational. I think
Yeah.
it's situational, right? If you're talking about like these last 3 games, just sit the starters and play the bench for the last 3 games.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure if I'm cool with that. Notice
Mm,
I didn't say I'm against it. I said
yeah.
I'm not sure that I'm cool with it. You feel me?
Right.
And so even with that said, I'm not sure how we approach the last stretch of the game. I'd like to see us win, but I also like to keep a rhythm. So it's a delicate balance.
Exactly. Good. Remember, the playoffs doesn't start until April 15th,
Right.
and if you were to have Brunson, RJ, and Josh Hart don't play until the 15th, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time. They can be very rusty, on the first game of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you don't want your starters to be rusty. You want them to be sharp.
Right. Right. Right.
So I would keep playing them, but not the whole game.
Yes, that's why I said that's why I was
Yeah.
alluding to being situational. Yo, like ask um um Nick Yak, because I've been seeing like a lot of us have been noticed that Nick Yak has been putting some very sharp comments and these
Mm,
chats here lately. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
cats like, yo, you saw what Nick Yak said? I'm like, yeah, I saw it. I saw Nick Yak. You know what I'm saying with Nick. And so Nick Yak, what do you think? Nick Yak, what do you think about um how the Knicks should approach these final few games, incorporating rest and staying sharp at the same time? I'm interested to see what Nick Yak says about that. Cat's like,
Yeah.
yo, did you see what Nick Yak said? Yeah, I saw it. Okay, all right. Was he talking to somebody or was he just putting it in the chat? Yeah, I don't know. I just know he said it. So
You know
yeah,
what?
so
Yeah. I was listening to a little bit of your show earlier today.
right.
Man, Free Keith, he was going nuts.
Yeah, Free Keith had
What
his energy up. That's my
what
guy. I
is
talked to
what is up with that? His voice was so loud, it was unreal.
that. Yeah, that's my guy. Hey, get that energy up. Get that energy up.
Hey,
So that so that song.
shout out to Free Keith, but man, he was going wild.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on with Free Keith today, man? He's all over the place.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's my guy. I talked to him earlier, man. And he and I, it's like I don't know how to describe it. If you're not if you're not like an energy person, you
Yeah,
don't know how to take it. Cause
yeah.
like us on the phone, it's like he came in all soft on the phone, like,
Uh-huh.
hey, boss man. And I started screaming, get your energy up. Don't be coming in on, you know what I'm saying? Be yelling at the phone. And then
Yeah,
like, yo.
because the thing, I didn't watch the whole 2 hours plus show. I watched like, oh no, first 10, 15 minutes of it. And I'm just listening to Freaky just going off on that mic. I was like, wow.
And then part of it, I made a mistake too by putting too many people on the panel with the
Yeah,
OBS thing. You know what I'm saying? And listen, too many people on a panel on any platform is not going to work. But when you try to put 7,
exactly.
8, 9, 10 people in, you know what I'm saying, it's not really a good. You know what I'm saying? Even though people want to
Yeah,
get in, you know what I'm saying, you just got to ensure that, you know. But it is what it is. Free Keith's my guy. I love him.
exactly.
He know that. That's my brother. I've known
So,
Free Keith longer than anybody in this YouTube space or this social media space.
okay.
Right? I've known him longer than anybody. So when he get in and get in his bag, I already know what it is. I know him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
Salute to Nev the Disruptor.
Yeah, salute, Nev. You coming on, Nev? I disagree.
Yeah.
I love
I don't think
what
Nev will
I
be.
love what
I
he
don't think
says
Nev
there.
coming in tonight,
Also,
but that's my
also
guy
wanna
though.
also wanna give a shout out to Hoodie Kev. I saw Kev on your show earlier today,
Up here
and
crying about
Dre.
calling three
Yeah,
towns.
Dre came on, and a few other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I kind of I you know I don't know what time did you came on earlier today?
I don't know exactly. I can't remember exactly. But things are when if you ask me what time I came on just now, I don't know. And that was like 50.
Probably like 11ish probably.
Yeah.
I was still sleeping at that time.
Yeah, man. Yo,
Yeah, man.
Dre, IKBM Dre is in the building. Dre, click the link, bro.
You know Dre's gonna hop on.
Yeah, Dre in the thing. Dre can come on in.
I'm
You don't need a link.
I'm waiting to hear his intro song. That song is dope, yo.
Yeah, I'm waiting to. I want to pick his brain about a couple things. Yo,
Oh,
Kaiser
no,
Sauce is in the building. The usual suspect. What's happening?
yeah, I want to ask Dre the same thing that I asked you about the starters. What do you think? You should keep playing them, take him out of the lineup. I want to see how Dre feels.
Um, I have a question for you and the chat.
Okay.
Do the Knicks need a superstar, and why? And listen, there's a difference between needing a star and wanting a star, right?
Yeah.
There's a difference between needing a star and wanting a star, right? Do we feel like the Knicks need a superstar? It's a very simple question, but it's complicated once you start trying to create your answer, right?
Yeah.
Once you start trying to create your answer, then it's one of them. Hold on, boss. Jeez, you could have played your own intro. Hold on, relax.
Oh, you see, you came on without the
Yeah,
intro. Look at that.
there he is. What's up, boss man?
Yo,
Yo,
I,
yo,
wa-
yo, yo, yo.
I was trying to get right to it, but I
Yeah,
had to bide my
man.
time. What
What
up,
up,
Adam? What
Dre?
up, Freezy? What up
Yo,
to
You
did
try
everybody
to
in the
s-
chat? Salute to everybody in the chat.
you
did you
try
hear the
to sneak
question?
in here
No,
without
no, I
Freezy
didn't.
playing the
I
intro.
just hopped in. I seen you were live, and so I just stopped by. I missed it. What was the
So
question?
No,
so the question I asked Adam, It's a very sticky question, right? It's one of those questions when you hear it, it sounds simple until you start to formulate your answer. Once you start to formulate your answer, then all of a sudden it's like, oh snap, I done stepped in puppy poo. Right? So here's a question I asked Adam. Do the Knicks need a superstar?
And I have an answer yet too.
All right.
Oh, then I'll let Adam answer first.
Go
That's
ahead and
fine.
cook, boss.
I think the Knicks need a couple of superstars, not just one, not just two, probably three.
Uh, well,
Yeah,
well, it's when you said it's a step in the poo thing, because it really is, because it takes time to clean the poo off. So
Yes.
it's
yeah.
it takes time to formulate my thought about that.
Right. And
I,
then
I
let
I
him
know
know,
that's a
and then
difficult
your
question.
shoe might get stained too.
right, and what I think is like you only really need a two-star dynamic in this current iteration of the NBA because super
Mm-hmm.
teams aren't really necessarily abound right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say a superstar or a star, it doesn't necessarily mean like we have to add on to Julius Randle and Brunson. It could be a scenario where we replace one of them and then we keep chugging along with a deep team.
Yeah.
So I mean, do we need one in terms of what? Well, like to compete for a title this year?
Right.
No,
You-
maybe to compete for a title next
Hold on,
year.
let him finish. Let him finish.
for
Again,
this year, probably if we're trying to sincerely compete for a title, but these are like hypotheticals that are like we're way too far gone. We're about to enter the playoffs, but going forward, if we keep developing the youth that we do have, and Randall continues to ascend through his prime, and Brunson grows into his prime, because Brunson is right on the borderline of entering his prime. He isn't in it
mm,
right yet. If we were to keep this specific group around, if they keep ascending and growing, um, I'm keep it real with you, Freezy. I don't know if we'll be a title contender, but we might sneak into an Eastern Conference Finals with this current unit going into next year
mm,
with the
Yeah.
improvements, like just improvements within. And I feel
Organic.
that's what yeah, and I feel like we should probably do that anyway. And then whatever move we decide to go for in the following summer, we would have a better idea on what we should go after. Right now, we think we need a wing, but going forward in the future, who knows if Grimes continues to ascend or if IQ becomes the starting two or if RJ pans out because development isn't linear. But when we do these things, it just being organic, it'll probably flow best.
Okay.
Do we need a star right now? In my mind, no. A superstar right now? No.
Right.
And I don't think we need one for next season, but possibly if we hit our ceiling, like a defined ceiling, which we'll have an idea of what it is between now and next year in terms of development and growth,
Right.
then yeah. But
Okay.
I can't, like in my head, I don't think we should make the big move right now. And I don't even know if anybody's really available. I mean, somebody will become
yeah, no,
available.
Right.
there's nobody available
But
right
the
now.
superstar that we're like looking for to fill a void is probably not available.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, Adam. What you got?
Yeah, I would say first of all, I disagree with Dre about the Knicks could make it to the conference final with this current roster. I disagree with that. I always say whatever happens, whether the Knicks get eliminated in the first round or make it to the second round and get eliminated in the second round, I think whatever happens, I think the front office should make some roster changes during the offseason
Okay.
because this roster going into next season, the way it is, they're not going to win the championship.
You can't be, but Adam, you can't make moves to make them, or else you end up like the Atlanta Hawks.
And the Dallas Mavericks.
Right.
Yeah, but the front office has to do something. They can't. They have to make some roster changes to
Standing
try to
Pat,
give this
might have
roster
been the best,
boost.
but Adam, Standing Pat might have been the best move over that last summer. Because on my timeline, I saw like an apparent alleged deal that was supposed to be struck for Donovan Mitchell, which was 6 picks,
Mm,
Obi, Quickly, and Grimes, and we turned it down. And do you know how much we would have been derailed taking that type of shortcut?
Right.
mm,
Right.
We
Because
would have been selling Grimes at whatever perceived value at its lowest. We would have been selling IQ
and
at a fraction of what his current value is.
right. And
mm.
Quickly would have been the starting point guard for the Utah Jazz. And we'd have been watching his breakout over there.
Oh my God.
Sick to our stomach.
Him running pick and pops with Laurie Markkinen.
Yes. You ready? I'm telling you, me and Dre are the same person.
Oh,
Bro, I
man.
swear. I swear. Dre is the Benjamin Buttons version of myself, I think. Or maybe I'm the older version of Dre when it comes to this basketball stuff. That sounds better. I'm the older version of Dre. Not the smarter version, the older version of Dre. Because sometimes he says stuff and I'm like, that he just reached into my skull and got my thought and said it. And so, but here's the reason why I ask y'all that. It was actually a trick question. That's why I said, be careful because it might be stepping in puppy poo. Right?
Might be the star already on the team.
Maybe Jalen Brunson is your star. Maybe Jalen Brunson is your superstar. Does he not show up in big games?
Of course he does.
Does he not show up against perceived other stars and score 48 points against them?
Yeah.
Did he not elevate a non-play? And this is not fair to the Knicks when I say this, but on the surface is fair, right? Did he not take a non-playoff team, a team that won 37 games, and improve that team by 9 wins so far? Yes.
Yeah.
Right? It's not all Jalen Brunson, of course.
But
Part of that is Randall.
Definitely a big key
a major
cog.
part of it.
Yeah,
I would
he's
say
a
Jalen
key.
Brunson is at least 40% of the reason why this team is 9 games better than they was in last year. And part of it has to do with Tibbs making adjustments. Part of it has to do with Randall, playing the best basketball of his career. Part of it has to do with Emmanuel Quickly turning the corner. It's like a lot of different things.
It's a coming of age for a lot of people, almost at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's usually when you have multiple players coming of age or developing or peaking around the same time. That's when you have sustained success, especially if they're in their 20s.
Whoa, Keith Turner.
I wanted to respond to Delano Steele and a few others.
DSJ is in here?
Yeah, he asked me a question earlier.
Okay.
Would you take a flyer on a player like D Wade? Well, D Wade is really a 4.
Yeah, he's a 4.
So I mean, I would. The thing is, Dean Wade would take the Obi spot if you were to move Obi.
Yeah,
that's.
And I don't even want to. I don't even know on Dean Wade because that spot is reserved for Taylor Hendricks or Gigi Jackson. We not even considering.
And another question: do we have a second round pick this year?
This year, no.
And the thing I don't like, we went back-to-back years without making a pick. You need to have someone on the roster that you're developing along, so you have something to look forward to when you eventually offload some talent or try to trade for a star. You need.
And don't talk to me about Dwayne Washington or Daquan Jeffries. No,
exactly.
no.
Like for instance, the Atlanta Hawks have Jalen Johnson,
right,
just waiting in the wings, slowly growing and stewing, just behind people, but he's there in case the team, in case they consolidate, they have more talent or blue chip talent coming up.
And they are going to do it too. Trust me. Clint Capella and John Collins are as good as gone this summer, bro.
Yeah, because Okongwu's coming.
Yep. Yep.
And I want to say
He's
Jalen
second in the
Brunson.
NBA. He's
Sorry,
second in the
boss.
NBA and offensive rebounding. It's Jalen Duren. It's one of those young bigs, one of them.
Mm.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
want
Adam.
to say Jalen Brunson could be our star, but at some point the front office has to give Jalen Brunson some backup help because Jalen Brunson cannot sustain this forever.
Right.
He's gonna need some help and some backup. I'm not talking about backup from Julius Randle and RJ. No, 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 no. He needs some NBA championship backup
Well,
players.
who are you talking about?
Oh, you know who I'm gonna.
No, no,
Who
no.
you,
I
No,
missed
name
that
them.
part.
Name
Who
them.
are you talking about?
you know
No,
who
no,
I'm
no, no.
gonna.
I'm
No,
saying
name them.
we need backup. Who backup for who?
Name them.
For who?
Yeah, we need backup players that can make this team a championship
Wait a minute. Are you
team.
saying backup or complimentary?
No, backup
I
help.
think I dare to
Because the
say we
star's not going
already
to come here to be
have.
a backup.
I dare to say we already have the depth.
Who's that?
I
Wait a
believe
minute.
we
Wait, hold
have.
on. Y'all got
Who
too
would you
many.
say who's the backup for Brunson on
Adam,
this?
who is the
Oh,
star that's
for
going to come here?
Brunson.
Who's
Okay.
the star? Who's the star that's going to come here and be like a backup? I don't know if I understand where you're going with it. That's why I'm trying to just get clarity.
Yeah, because if you
Well,
want to start, he's not coming here to not start.
what I
Right.
mean is
I
Brunson
think he's saying we
needs.
need better depth or like a better backup for Brunson.
So if it's a complimentary player, then you
Yeah,
don't need
kind
a
of like
star,
that.
right?
No,
Well,
we just came across the Washington Wizards and they have like a backup point guard that would be a complimentary Tibbs type guy that was getting a bunch of steals the
Yeah.
last game.
Yeah.
Forgot his name. His name slips
Monty
around.
Morris.
No, not Monty. The other one. He's a tall point guard. Played for a while. His brother played for the Miami Heat. I'm
I
gonna
don't
I'm
know.
gonna just look at the Wizards roster right now. Give me a
Okay.
second.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the star thing, man. A
DeLon
star.
Wright, like a guard
Okay.
like that,
Okay.
like
Okay.
like
Okay.
that.
I got you.
There we go.
I got you. But yeah, a star is definitely not coming here to play backup or second fiddle to nobody. That's just it. The reason why they're a star is because they can usually lead, what I'm saying, their team or whatever, whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was just trying to get clarity. Do we need a um a star level complimentary player? I mean,
Isn't that IQ right now?
is IQ a star?
no,
No, no, no,
IQ is
no.
not a
He
starter.
might ascend to that level next year though.
Okay. Okay. So he might ascend to it next year, right? Right. But that goes to the question. That's why I said this is like the puppy poo question. Like,
Mhm.
do the Knicks need a star? And the reason why I asked is because I honestly think right now Julius Randle is a superstar. Right?
He's
It doesn't
playing like
seem
one.
like it. It doesn't seem like it
If you
because
look at the numbers, they are the
you're
superstar
right.
numbers.
Right. Julius Randle is a superstar, right? And because he does all the things that superstars do. Now, does he do it on a consistent basis? No, he's up and down. He will give you those 11-point games that make you scratch your head, but then he will also give you those 40-point games against the best team in the league, and he looks like he's the best player on. You remember the Boston game that Saturday night?
Right.
The game that Brunson missed?
hmm Where he went crazy.
Yeah, I felt like Julius Randle may have been one of the best, because Quickly looked good too,
Yeah.
right?
I think the thing that maybe holds people back from pronouncing Julius Randle as a superstar is because he's a power forward, and just by being a power forward, there are inherent limitations in terms of taking over games.
Yeah,
It's why Giannis is the best player on the planet, but he can't close games. It's just what it is.
right. And
So
the other thing about
yeah,
being a star too is there is the media part of it. and he fails at that terribly. Right? Like when you look at like Giannis is not good with the media, but he gives you the family friendly persona that makes him family friendly. Right?
It's funny because on the court he'll rip your heart out though.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but Giannis off the court, like he don't rub elbows with LeBron and them, and he look at the competition thing. He work out by himself. He don't go to all these different, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is he gives you that loyalty and family vibe. The whole story behind him is unique in all of that, and so and plus he's super confident in front of the camera, whereas Julius Randle can score 50 points, have 30 rebounds, 25 assists, 14 block shots, and knock down 11 threes. And then at the press conference, he'll be like, yeah, notice I'm not looking at the camera, right? This is Randle. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that was funny.
Some people just don't have the personality or the gift to gab.
Yeah.
Because if he had that type of personality, he would have taken New York by storm.
By storm, bro.
But I mean, and that's not an indictment on him. He's just not that type of guy.
He's just not that type of guy.
And I feel like part of that, and even though he was a highly touted from high school, but when you get to Kentucky, you're just another guy.
Yeah.
Amongst the sea of highly touted guys. And even if you get drafted high, he drafted what, 6 or 7?
Yeah. And people were comparing him to Terrence Jones, and nobody even remember who Terrence Jones is.
The last highlight of Terrence Jones, he was fighting overseas. So
yes. Terrence Jones was Anthony Mason with a little offense. Everything.
I thought he was talented in college.
Oh, he is. He was talented, bro. He was talented, but it's hard putting all those skill sets together. Right? It's hard being a 6'8" at that time undersized power forward with elite handles for a power forward that can rebound and shoot the three and pass and stay healthy and fit in the right system. And his thing is he just never fit in the right system. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have power forwards that can grab it and go and facilitate and all that stuff, but can't stay healthy, it's yeah.
I think HP described Grimes right there.
We need an off-ball wing that can defend and shoot.
Well, I mean, if you consider shooting guards a wing, then Grimes is I think definition. But I think he's thinking like the 6'7", 6'8", Keegan Murray mold.
Well, let me describe. I'll describe what I think is a wing, and y'all tell me if I'm off. Right? I think a wing player is a non-traditional two guard. Right? Not a Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is not a wing player in my mind. He's more of the combo guard. Like how I describe it is there are point guards, then combo guards, then shooting guards, then wings at the guard position, like RJ Barrett. When RJ Barrett was playing the 2, he was a wing player. Reggie Bullock, when Reggie Bullock was playing the 2, he was more of a wing player, somewhere in that range, like 6'5" to 6'8".
Not to harp too far back, but like Latrell Sprewell was more of a wing.
Allen Houston.
Yeah.
Allen Houston was a wing to me. He wasn't a ball handling combo guard, right? He was more of a wingy guard. And
I thought he was like a classic shooting guard.
You think so? Yeah. He ain't having his handles wasn't.
I mean, but he could get to his little mid-range spot with a few dribbles. It wasn't like picture perfect. He wasn't like Joe Johnson out there.
No,
but he was smooth enough.
Or Mitch Richmond. Yeah. So he wasn't that type. He wasn't Drazen Petrovic out there with those type of handle. And Drazen Petrovic's handles wasn't the best. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is even with Drazen Petrovic, if you trapped Mookie Blaylock and Kenny Anderson, Drazen could get you out of a trap and get you back into your offense. Mm-hmm. Allen Houston was more like hey, point guard, do all the work, and then I'm just gonna
Catch me on a
score.
curl.
Yeah. That type of, and it's funny how the game
It's
evolved into
like,
that
yeah,
too.
it evolved into that, and Al Houston was one of the. I don't want to say he was one of the first guys, but he was one of the guys that I remember coming up that did the triple threat before it was really called the triple threat.
Yeah. Before
Where
you
he,
guys called it a triple threat, like when I
yeah,
was in
like
high school,
when
you had to
Melo
catch
came
and
up,
do
then it
that
was full
every
on
time.
calling it the triple threat. When Melo came out, it was full on triple threat. That's what it
Yeah.
was called. But
Yeah.
before that, it wasn't really called a triple threat. It was just isolation. And
Yeah. Like,
all he had was a dribble to the left, a dribble to the right, head fake, pump fake, jab, and then get to my spot. I'll pump fake, and then you'll jump up in there, and then I'll jump into you.
right.
That was a lot of it, and we see it, and it's come full circle a lot of those
So
things.
like, okay, give me Dwayne Wade. Dwayne
Yeah,
Wade is not a wing player.
yeah. Dwayne Wade isn't well.
You think Dwayne? Nah, Dwayne. In my mind, Dwayne Wade is a
The
combo guard.
right. Ooh, it's kind of it's hard for me to describe Dwayne Wade because the way he plays was much bigger than his actual listed size, but that's partly to do with his frame and his long wingspan and his athleticism.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when he first came to the league, even though he was technically a combo guard, he was slashing recklessly over and over and over and over and
Yeah.
over. And
He could slash. Yeah. Yeah. He
until
could.
he
Yeah.
developed his mid range.
Yeah. He could slash, but he wasn't like that guy that was gonna knock down 3-pointers off the wing,
Right.
or defend wing players.
But
And
but when
that's
you
and
the
that's a
thing
key
is
part
like
of it too.
I feel you because like the thing when you mention it, it's like when you say combo guard, to my mind, I think of guys that anywhere from 15 to 18 feet, that was their first option in their minds.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, and when I say combo guard, I'm not just talking about the guys coming off the bench
No,
that just get you
no.
buckets.
I
Nah,
know for
that's not what I'm
sure.
saying.
But like in my mind, I'm thinking of the Ben Gordons, where it's
Yeah,
like, give me a screen, I'm gonna take the 15 to 18-foot jumper. Don't matter if I start or come off the bench.
right.
That's where I'm gonna operate. And then combo guards tend to actually struggle getting to the rim or finishing at the rim. So they
Okay,
work on their perimeter skills a lot more
right,
and they're more precise with getting their shot off. That's why they're more
right.
combo. They're perimeter oriented. And when I think of wings, I think that like their best attribute from the guard position or from the forward position is that they're very good slashers. But that's an older mentality before the three ball became so prevalent. Now,
Right.
if you're a wing, you need to be able to shoot. Period, no matter what you do.
And handle. See, that's the reason why Obi. To me, the reason why Obi is not shooting 42% from three is because his move package is limited.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he can dribble. I don't think he has any moves with his dribbling. And if he gets on a average defender, they can stop his dribble and make him pick it up.
That that's the thing. Like when you notice when Randall came into the season, he hasn't used that move a whole lot. But when you say no moves, Randall added a floater to his game
Yeah.
because teams would take away him getting all the way to the rim, and that's
By putting
something
a
that
smaller defender on him and bringing a longer defender to contest around the rim. So you got to get the floater up before the big man come.
and the thing is, Obi used to throw up floaters earlier in his career. Now he doesn't even. It's just threes or get all the way to the cup. But I feel like part of that is coaching and shot profile being prioritized, and because he has no faith in probably the floater,
Right.
they don't tell him to shoot it. Because you notice Hartenstein puts up his floater, his big man floater, a million times over and over and over.
Yeah, it's Hall of Fame. That's a Hall of Fame floater on 2K, bro. You know
Hall
what
of
I'm
Fame
saying?
badge.
Yes, yes, because he gets it up often and it's usually wet.
Right.
But getting back to the point though, the conversation, because I think we drifted a little bit, right? You're getting back to the thing. Do the Knicks need to trade for a star?
Well,
Um, I think it's like stepping in puppy pool, bro, because if you say the Knicks need to trade for a star, then you ask, well,
Who's
at what
going?
position do they need a star?
Right.
Hmm. Well, let me ask this: do you guys rather keep this roster and wait 2, 3, 4 years for this roster to come together and play kind of like a championship
I
roster and
I
make it
love how
to
y'all
the
just
NBA
dodged,
Finals?
but I love
Nah.
how Adam just dodged the question. He like, I heard your question, but I want to ask y'all another question. No, I got you. I understand what Adam's saying.
But no, but
Basically, you asking
I'm
us
staying on topic
is do
though.
you? Okay, go ahead.
I'm staying on topic though. You're asking should we trade for a star, and I'm saying, do you guys rather stick with this roster for a couple of years, waiting for the Knicks to make it to the NBA Finals, or do you want to see the front office go hard and bring some key pieces to this roster to make it a championship roster?
But you can bring in key pieces in different ways. You can bring in key pieces through the draft, and you can bring in
No,
key pieces through free agency. Yes, you can.
Or trade.
the,
Or
yeah,
like
but
the
yeah, but
like
the last 2 years the
Josh
draft.
Hart, for example.
Yeah, but the last 2 years the Knicks couldn't bring any pieces from the draft.
Right. They didn't do that because they were shedding dead weight off the roster. But the
And,
other
and
option they had free agency, they brought in Jalen Brunson. Is Jalen Brunson not a star?
In my mind, yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
what I'm saying. So you don't have to. So the question is, do the Knicks need to trade for a star? Right? Why would you trade for a star? And I'm asking this not to muddy the waters, but to lay out all the options that are available to the Knicks, because player acquisition is not always just trades, right? Do the Knicks have to trade for a star? I would say, just to push the topic further along down the road. Um, I don't think the Knicks need to trade for a star. I think the Knicks have two stars, right? I think Julius Randle is a superstar, and I think Jalen Brunson is a superstar in waiting with something to prove, and I think he'll prove it in the playoffs. Once the playoffs start, I think Knicks fans will see that they already have two stars,
Mhm.
but the complementary pieces around them need to be upgraded.
mm,
And in today's NBA, teams don't win with three stars. It's hard to get three stars on a team now. Now, when you get three stars on a team, one of them gets disgruntled immediately and wants to leave.
and then the role players are not premium role players because you have all your cap allotted to
Wrapped up into
three
a third
stars.
star that's playing a role player's role.
hmm So then
Now you
you're
have
in
the
a
most
weird
expensive
scenario.
role player in the league.
Yeah, it's why the Nets look terrible when one of the big three went out
Yep.
or two of them went out. It's that the whole roster just disintegrated immediately afterwards.
Yeah. I,
It's
I'm
I'm inclined to agree with you, Freezy. And if we were to make a move, it like a major move, it wouldn't be this summer. It would be next summer.
and I would say to you even that the major move that the Knicks need to make is keep this core intact and keep everybody healthy.
Pay who you need to pay.
Yep. Keep Quickly, ensure Quickly gets better. Invest in his development, right? Invest in Grimes and his development. Invest in RJ and his development, and invest in. I think the Knicks need to either invest in Jericho Sims and his development, or go out and get a young big, maybe out of the draft, or maybe give you an example. If the Knicks could somehow have kept Jalen Duren as the backup to Mitchell Robinson, and now you have a young core of Duren, Grimes, Quickly, RJ as the young core behind your two young stars. Now you talking, and that's no shot at Hartenstein. I like Hartenstein.
Yeah, it's no shot at them at all. And then hypothetically, because you gave Mitch like a descendant contract, then you can sign a Hartenstein whenever, and then Duran would take up that role 2 3 years down the line. when you want to pivot and make another move to just make a better role player fit, I guess, because then Durant will be making less money. But it's a little bit out the way. I sent you a private chat. I don't
I
know,
saw it. I'm looking at it now. I saw it.
and I feel like that would have been a terrible mistake if he would have done that. Would have done it.
Yeah, 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 man. I mean, yeah. Hindsight is 2020. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I think Knicks fans would have been like, some Knicks fans would have been like, cut the check.
Yeah, just send them pics, man.
Yeah, get them cats out of
But
here.
I feel like I was here around that time, and I was like, there's a certain amount that I'm uncomfortable giving up, and deals like that were what made me uncomfortable. Like I didn't feel like going above 4 picks and throwing in 2, 3 young players, maybe one,
You
maybe
talking about,
two.
but now you talking about 10 players for Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
No, that's too much.
Like like they and then sending them picks. It's guys that are in middle school.
Right,
Like,
right.
we, we
Those picks, man. To be honest with you, though, those draft picks, Drake, I don't care. What I
right.
really was concerned with was with the Knicks picks,
Mhm.
right? And I
But
didn't
that's
care
what I
because
mean. Like 7 years out, you would still be sending like a 2029, a 2030, 2031. Well, I mean, in the new CBA, you can't send picks out 7 years out anymore. Only
right, it's
5.
5. It's limited to 5. Hey, speaking of which, the new CBA was agreed to.
Yeah, I saw.
Did you get it? Did you read the CBA though?
Yeah, I saw some of the keynotes about it, and it's some interesting stuff. Like beyond just the basketball stuff, like NBA players can invest in WNBA teams now and
Okay.
NBA teams now, which is and they can invest in betting companies, which is a weird conflict of interest. But
Yeah.
this is like an Adam Silver trying to maximize the dollar type
The
move.
dollar amount. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's weird, but I get it. But I also feel like there's an extreme conflict of interest in this whole
Yeah.
scenario. So it could go really bad, and then they basically
Yeah.
take marijuana out of the testing.
Yeah.
But I saw the parts where it was making it harder on teams to create super teams, and it also is like showing how difficult they're trying to make it on teams to retain guys that they built organically. It
Okay.
seems like if you like the Warriors, they're almost penalizing the Warriors for being willing to spend money,
Right.
and
Right.
this might be good for the parity in the game. Like there's going to be a lot more parity.
Yeah. And
Like
so what's it creating is a dynasty killer.
right.
And you know what happens when you kill dynasties, right? And because the thing is this that I've noticed over the years is people, fans of teams that are not dynastic, want to slay the dragon, so to speak.
Hmm.
But then when the NBA finals come on and it's say Toronto versus OKC, nobody's watching.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
then towards the next, like when they have like an exit point in the CBA, which they usually do, they have it like halfway through, like 3.5
yeah,
years in,
yeah.
and opt out when they see they don't like the way it's going, they're gonna out of
They
it
go
quick, Adam
opt
Silver,
out of it.
and
Right.
change some rules and have it go back.
Right. Yeah, because the thing about sports is this. People love to see the Yankees in the World Series. People loved in college football, they love to see Alabama, the University of Florida, Notre Dame, Florida State, Nebraska, USC
LSU.
Trojans, Ohio State, Michigan, not even Michigan, not even Michigan.
I was gonna say maybe a little LSU too.
Maybe, right? No, they don't care. They don't care about Boise State. You remember the years that Boise State was good?
The Statue
No,
of Liberty.
no, yeah.
That's the only thing I took from it. The
That's all
Statue
you
of
remember, the
Liberty
Statue of Liberty play, right? But
and
but
the
they
blue
had been
field.
good for years before that, and people were not tuning in to see Boise State, bro. People did not tune in to see TCU get washed
The
by
doors
Georgia.
blown off.
Right? Nobody cares. And so it's the same thing for the NBA, bro. It's the Lakers and the Celtics. right? Your exceptions to it might be the New York Knicks, maybe if we ever get there, right? Another exception would be the Chicago Bulls if they ever get there again, right? But nobody is watching a finals of the Milwaukee Bucks versus Dallas Mavericks, bro, except those two fan bases, right? And they have two
But I
generational
believe the
talent.
Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks had like a very low rated finals.
Yep,
Even though
yep.
it was great basketball, it
But
was
nobody
amazing
wanted to see
basketball.
that.
But
Nobody wanted to see that, bro. We want to
but
see
only the basketball
dynasties.
purists. And to be absolutely honest, the average fan cares about narratives and
Yep.
legend making and theatrics and all that other stuff. And I feel like it's it's a it,
And shout out,
oh, shout out to Div X-Ray
yeah. I was gonna say,
from
yeah. Shout out to the Mavs fans in the building. I'm not being disrespectful to other fan bases. What I'm saying is in the NBA, like think about if the NBA Finals was the Charlotte Hornets versus the Portland Trailblazers. Who tuning in to see that?
um,
I went,
um,
yo. I live.
you need a generational talent for people to care, and even then it's hard because
Right,
nobody was caring about the Golden State Warriors until Stephen Curry became the most
Steph
exciting
Curry,
player
and they have a
on the planet.
history. They have a history in this league. They won a championship in the
Wilt,
'70s.
Wilt, or is that before Wilt? But
No,
that was
that's
when they were the Sixers.
no. I'm talking about the gold. I'm talking about the Golden State Warriors, not the Philadelphia Warriors.
Real right, right.
Yeah. Remember he got traded to the Philadelphia Sixers, and then to the Lakers, right?
Okay.
But the thing is no disrespect to fan bases and all of that stuff, but nobody, bro. The CBA is set up for, I mean, high level television viewing, where advertisers spend their most dollars is on these big events, right? Like for instance, Pat Mahomes is incredibly popular, and the Chiefs are a good football team, right?
hmm
Right? But if the Dallas Cowboys were in the Super Bowl, bro, the ratings would have been peak. Yo, servers would not have been strong enough. You'd have had to build mega computers, bro. I'm telling you, you'd have had to build mega computers in order for you to have enough juice to put on a Super Bowl that featured the Dallas Cowboys, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine a who. So who's the most popular team in the AFC? The Patriots, the Steelers.
All time, probably the Steelers.
Right. Yeah, Dallas and Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl, bro.
The Packers and the Steelers in the Super Bowl damn near broke everything.
Yeah, yeah. And so ultimately, what I'm getting at was with the CBA, to the point that you were making, is that you got to have dynasties in sports to win, because people want to follow legacies.
If the
It's
people follow stories, like the greatest reality show is sports, and people still want headlines and storylines to go with it. Because if there's no attachment, then what are we doing it for?
right,
I
right,
mean, what are they gonna make money off of? That is, and
right,
for everything that Adam Silver does, it's basically the bottom line in his head.
right, right. So,
Wait, hold
go
on.
ahead.
I'll go ahead for you.
So yeah, so what I'm saying is with the CBA, the thing that I'm most intrigued with is the salary cap dollar, and how it's penalized when you get to the luxury tax threshold.
The second level of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Yeah, that's the most intriguing thing to me. So maybe we can do a show on that, where we could do a snooze fest. Reading the CBA.
I
And
remember there was another guy I used to have on the show that used to love going over the CBA. I forgot his name. Evergreen. There we go.
yeah,
Evergreen.
yeah,
Evergreen's the CBA guy for sure.
yeah.
But
Shout out
it
to
but it
shout out
was
to
it's.
Evergreen.
I saw this other rule in the CBA where they're like, if you can re-sign your second round picks, because second round picks are becoming more valuable without
Right,
dipping into your mid level.
right,
So I feel like that also extends to undrafted guys that you pick up.
right.
So like for instance, the Lakers should be able to re-sign Austin Reeves
Yeah,
without penalizing them too much.
right. I think that's a
But
cop out too, bro.
yeah,
That's a clear teams can't manage their salary cap and they need a parachute, right? When what they should do is when those kids prove themselves, pay them right then. But what they want these dudes to do is play for like 4 years or some weird 2 years after they prove themselves before you give them the bag. Like I
it's the same blueprint that the NFL has been using for a few decades now.
right,
Then they came out. It wouldn't shock me if they came out with like a franchise tag in the NBA at some point.
yeah. And if I don't think the play. I think this union is too powerful to do that. The
I feel like this union did cave on a few things though,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like the awards and the All NBA thing
yeah,
that
yeah.
being changed. They caved on it, so they had to give and take. Like the marijuana thing was something that they were interested in, so it
Right,
was a give and take. So when
right,
they do that, and they put these awards being game based on incentives,
right.
it's like almost nudging away from the load management crowd. It's a slight nudge and push away from that. If you want these accolades and awards that also lend into you getting a supermax, because the all NBA stuff is, which I don't agree. Like I don't agree that if you're gonna get a supermax, it's based on making an all NBA team. But
Okay.
the way it's set up, it's for it, the way it's set up, it's almost nudging teams away from the load management, which is ultimately more money in the long run for the
Eh,
for the franchises
Right.
and the owners. So it's like a give and take.
Well, it's the reason why they had to take it. Agents had to take it out of the hands of the owners because the owners never want to pay the supermax.
Uh-huh.
Right? They don't want to be obligated to pay that supermax dollar. Right? Like they'll be for certain guys. Like, of course, you would pay Giannis because the franchise has never had a Giannis and they can't afford
Right,
to lose him.
right.
But what happens? What happens when a Zion goes to New Orleans? Right? They don't want to pay him the supermax when he's barely on the court.
And they gave him all these incentives, and then he's still gonna make the max
The
anyway.
max, basically,
So
basically, basically, you just got to pay him, man. You just
they
get
gave him
you
like
just,
weight incentives, which is like you can still get hurt and not play,
right,
but as long as your weight is in under this number, we'll still pay you, which is
right,
weird, but
right.
Hey, hey, I
it's
want to
scaring him to lose weight at that point. Go ahead, Adam.
I want to say two things. First, when the playoffs are here, you guys don't watch other series
Of course I do.
Yeah, yeah.
because it's kind of
I'm a,
exciting to watch, other basketball series.
I, I'm a basketball nut, so there
Uh-huh.
is no there is no such thing as too much basketball.
Right, right. And what's your second question?
My second thing is, you know how when you watch um, football playoffs, baseball playoffs, hockey playoffs, before the games, do you see the guys in the booth? They give their predictions.
Yeah,
We should do that here with the NBA. We should tell each other who we want to win, who we don't want to win, to make it to the next, who we want to see make it to the next round, who we don't want to see make the next round. We should do that here. Give out predictions. It's gonna be that'll be fun.
for who?
What do you? Everyone
For
on the panel.
no, not every. It won't
Everyone,
be fun.
everyone's expressing who they
It won't be
feel,
fun for me because
who they
that
want
means
to see
I
win
have
the.
to do more stuff.
Well, I mean, I think it'll
Yes,
be interesting to add to the show.
So,
Like
because in my mind,
people.
if we do a pregame, then I'm not doing the game
Freezy
itself.
not doing no half stepping.
Yeah, yeah. If we do like, because think about it, just think about this. It's a Knicks morning drive on most days, right?
Mm,
And then you say a pregame. and then a watch along, and then a Knicks at Night podcast.
Well, I never asked you that. You
And
said
mixed in
no.
between, you'll have old school Knicks, right? And then you'll
Oh
have
boy.
Uncle Freezie Has a Thought and Knicks freestyle during the week.
If we were to do that, it wouldn't be an in-depth thing. It would probably be like a passive, like, who do you think is going to win this? And then we just give it to you. I don't,
Yeah.
and that would require a lot of in-depth thinking
Yeah.
and note taking.
And it's not as simple as clicking the button. See, the thing is with Adam, what you do is click the link and then come on and talk. Right.
Mm.
But what I do is the thumbnail, the things on YouTube, the things on StreamYard, all these things that lead up to you just clicking the link and coming on and talking. So when you say, you know what would be cool, man, for us to do a pregame thing, what I'm thinking is, okay, so now I have to go into Photoshop and then create new images for that day for the things that we're going to talk about, and then take those images out of Photoshop and then put them into another app to create a thumbnail, right? And then with that thumbnail, I have to take that thumbnail, put it on YouTube, and outline everything that you see on YouTube, right? And then go create the link for StreamYard and do all of that stuff. And then I have to send it out to you, and then you click the link and then come on and talk.
No, I
It's
wouldn't.
not as easy as you think it is.
I wouldn't recommend you doing all of that. I'm kind of like saying, like, let's say today is 6 games in the first round, right? In the NBA playoffs.
It's too hard to do because, like, it's a
No,
series. It's a series, Adam. Not you have to pick the series because anybody can lose in any given game in a
Right.
7-game.
And then you can't use the same photos and thumbnails all the time because you have to monitor certain things to see what thumbnail worked, what thumbnail did. It's a lot of work for content creators, bro. Clicking a link and talking is one thing. Being a content creator is something else. Yeah, it's not as simple. Adam, you got to understand that, bro. Basically, the answer to that is no. I'm not doing it. I ain't even considering it.
Freezie got an actual job too on top of
Yeah,
that.
we got stuff. Yeah, we got to. Yeah,
and Miss Mocha.
yeah.
Shout out to Miss Mocha.
I was just bringing up the prediction because I was kind of interested in hearing, what team you're interested in seeing make it to the second round, third round, the finals.
I mean, we can give that idea on like a random show or offhand, but it wouldn't be an in-depth thing, Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we can have an idea going in. Oh, after we watch a round of the playoffs, we'll be like, oh, okay, well, it looks like this team might do this, but we can't go all the way in depth with that, Adam.
Yeah, it's like that. It's creating another show. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like
it's a whole nother channel right there.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, all I'm doing is all I gotta do is click on the link. No, it's not. It's not that simple. And TGK TV and others that do their own joints, they'll tell you that even like when y'all clicked on the link and got here, you know what I'm saying? When y'all clicked on the link, I had to do a whole bunch of stuff that led up to this point, just for us just to get to this point that we have the conversations. You know what I'm saying? It's not as easy as clicking a button and talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have the same conversation with a lot of people. People are like, yo, so you should do a whole network, man. You should be on 24/7. No. No, we're not being on 24/7, man. We have to get over that stuff. It's not as easy. And then like for instance, sometimes the cast in the panel don't even have like a camera or have a camera on, like basic simple stuff. Sometimes it's stuff in the background, like ambient noise that seep through and all these things. So I have to like watch all these, bro. It's just
hard.
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff to manage. The best thing to do is just be super sharp whenever you come on and enjoy yourself. Just enjoy it. Just be super sharp and enjoy it. And then that
you
way
can ask us who we think as the playoffs go on, like passively.
Yeah.
Yeah,
shout out to dedicating.
Shout out to TGK. TGK said it best. He says there's a lot of hoops to go through.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hoops to go through. Yeah, I agree.
it's a lot of man. It's a lot of stuff. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you have to find an image, then you have to Photoshop it, right? And then you have to go to your thumbnail maker and create your thumbnail, have
Make
it
it
be
spiffy.
original, have it be
Shoot.
relevant, like little stuff like you can't grab last year's pictures because they don't have like the right sponsors on it or it's not the right uniforms and it's all this stuff that people will nip. I did that once. I had a picture from last year of Randall from last year, and they was like, "That's last year uniforms." Okay, yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, so the short answer to that is no. There's no way for me to do all of that, and then do the audio podcast, which is bussing, by the way. Shout out to everybody that's downloading the audio podcast, bro. I cannot believe how fire that of all the stuff that we do, bro. The audio podcasting, man, the love, bro, is crazy. It's crazy. People downloading it, commenting, all of that stuff, bro. It's bigger than YouTube. It's like the audio part is like 4 times bigger than YouTube for me. For Blorange Tears, it is. You know what I'm saying? Cats is just like got us saved to their favorites and are commenting and showing you love and all of that stuff. So shout out to Spotify, man. I'm gonna be Joe Button. I'm gonna be the Joe Button podcast one day, or Blorange Tears will be. I keep saying but the Blorange Tears thing will be the Joe Button podcast one day because it's not just me. But I got some comments I saved that I want to get to just real quick. TGK says, I have an idea. Say the Mavs get a top 10 pick. Trade down to number 29, but also trade away a bad contract or two. With that trade down, we can convey the pick to the Knicks. Thoughts? No. It's got to be the Dallas pick. And it's got to be the Dallas pick because the trade says it's got to be the Dallas pick.
Yeah,
it doesn't say a first round pick.
Yeah,
it specifically says the Dallas first round pick. And Div says, we will get you low first round book it. No, it's got to be the Dallas first round pick.
I mean, if you can give us a pick, but you're gonna have to give us your pick at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be the Dallas pick. That's what the trade says.
Now, unless it's a 3-way trade where you give us the pick, remove protections, and something else happens with another team, then maybe it'll work out like that. But all these ideas would involve either you removing the protections or you taking the pick.
Right.
And then trading it to another team.
Yeah, and then plus think about this: the Dallas can't trade down because of the protections on the pick. They can't even trade down unless it's something like with Dre, like something finagled. But nah, they can't even trade down. They can't do anything with the picks in the next 3 years. Period. It's like what dude said in King of New York: anything moving, I get my share. Then. He said it in a much more vulgar way, but yeah.
It's kind of awkward because you already gave up the 2029 pick for Kyrie, and because of the Stippian rule, you can't touch the 2028, you can't touch the 2030,
right?
You can't trade 7 years out from now either,
right?
Because of the new CBA.
So the only
if you don't convey it next year. Or if you decide to give us the pick next year, you're limited to trading the 2026. And you can't trade the year after that. And you can't. So if you, hypothetically, if you were to give us the pick next year, instead of giving it us this year, you won't be able to trade. You won't be able to trade any
31.
Yeah, besides the 2026 or the 2027. But you can't trade. You can only take one of those two. And that'll be the only ones you have until 2031 to trade.
So, because say, for instance, if they keep this year's pick, right? So that means 24, 25 are off the table, right? Yeah. Right? That means 26 is available, but
or 27 or 27. But if they take 26, they can't trade 28 either. And they can't.
They don't have 28.
They can't touch it.
They don't have 28.
No, they traded 29 for Kyrie.
They traded 29 for Kyrie. Okay, I thought it was 28 for Kyrie. Okay,
So like in that instance, they're limited to trading one of the two, the 26 or the 27,
right.
because of the stipend rule. They have
But
to
you
pick
can't
one.
trade both.
Yeah, you can't. They're limited. They can't trade more than one pick in between
No.
now and 2029. If
Yeah.
they were to take that pick, basically.
Or yeah. Yeah. Or they could just do the easy route, give up the pick this year, and everything else opens up.
If you give up the pick, then you could trade 2025, 2027,
Yeah.
and be
Yeah.
on your merry way.
Yeah. Just get it over. Just get it over with, man. Don't drag it out, bro. Just rip the Band-Aid off, give the Knicks the number 7 pick, and
But
and
but Div, but Div, why would you operate thinking you want to trade Luca? Luke, you don't. That is the last resort, and that would be other teams' picks.
yeah.
Like the whole idea is to build around Luca and give him what he wants.
Because if you trade Luca, Kyrie's gone.
But if you don't like, but if you don't trade to try to appease him, Luca's gone. And I mean,
So either way,
you can
Luca's gone.
recoup. Yeah, but you can recoup, but you can get 15 draft picks. There's only one Luca.
Yeah. But the thing I'm getting
Unfortunately.
at though is with them is this, like, you could trade Luca, Kyrie's gone, right? That pick that y'all tried to save to keep for Luca, now you're in theory adding, say you get Asar Thompson at number 7, right? Now you can have Asar Thompson at 7. Luca's gone. You have a bunch of draft picks, and the rest of the roster looks like Davis Bertans and Dwight Powell. So what have you really done?
And it would have to be a draft day trade
Yeah,
because teams can't trade 7 years out no more. So
right.
it almost handicaps teams. You can only trade 3 first at this point, 3 firsts and some swaps.
Yeah,
The whole 4 first, that Rudy Gobert type deal, that's gone. It's
yeah,
never gonna happen again,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah,
The way they
yeah.
set it up. So
And to me, and the Paul George thing, yeah, all of that'll never happen again, unless a
mhm.
team like OKC does it and they have a treasure trove of picks, right? The same thing with the Knicks, who have 7 firsts over the next. What is it, 7 over the
I mean,
next?
David, like I agree with the thought, but also you got to take into account any team getting Luca at 23, 24, 25, they're not gonna be bad for 7 straight years. So
Yeah,
their picks are not gonna be worth much. You might be able to flip them to get better like talent, but your picks ultimately are the ones that are the best ones in terms of accruing high level talent. Well,
yeah,
that's how teams think of it at least.
yeah. And
But but obviously you could get a Kawhi and a Giannis in the middle rounds, but it's very
you
a
mean you
very
can
low.
draft and develop them,
Right.
right? You can draft and develop them if you're patient,
Mhm.
right? But has the Dallas Mavericks organization shown a propensity to be patient?
No,
No, they go through the car wash every 3 years.
I mean that's kind of it's kind of Mark Cuban's mo.
Right, right,
Even with Dirk, even though they let go some guys, they kept recycling, rinsing, and repeating.
right.
The only
They're
guy that
good
really
at it
stayed
now. Are they
around.
good at it? Yes, they
Oh
are
yeah,
good at it
oh
though.
yeah, for sure. They have a track record. They won a championship doing it. Like
Yeah,
they rinsed and repeated so much. The only guy that was left from like the previous title run that Dirk won with in 2011 was like Jason Terry, and they
Jason
they
Terry.
flipped the
Yeah,
whole roster inside out,
yep,
upside down,
yep, yep,
and won.
yep.
And for that, I give him credit because
Yeah,
that was
we give
very
them
hard
credit
to
for that.
do.
Yeah, but yeah, ultimately though, yeah, that pick, man, uh, the, just
But
give it
the
up,
thing
bro.
is, Div, like it, it's hard to say that, like because if you were to give up the pick, then you can use 2025, 2027 to try to terraform your roster real quick and pivot with paying Kyrie.
Right.
and it's not. You're really not that far off. You have Kyrie and and Luca in place. You have your draft picks to flip. You can turn. You might be able to flip that into a very top heavy team though.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Luca is the problem. I think the roster, what they have on the roster right now, is the problem.
Yeah, it's they're out there starting Reggie Bullock at power forward. Like,
Right? Like, yeah, come on, man. Tim Hardaway Jr. took the second most shots the other night. Yeah, you know what I mean. And it's one of those things, man, where the roster is put together. I'm not saying it's not talented. It's just a clunky fit.
it's ill fitting parts with guys that do like too many guys that can only do one thing.
Right.
They need more multifaceted players outside of
Right.
Luca and Kyrie.
Yeah. And so there are a bunch of things Dallas can do, but say if everything plays out the way that it should, then Dallas will pick somewhere between 9 and 11, and they'll have a decision on their hands what to do. Right? They can keep the 9 pick and try to trade it and 26 for something for someone,
Hmm.
right? But Toronto already said it's going to take 3 first-round picks for OG Anunoby.
And they are on drugs.
Yeah, I know. I know. I
I
know.
was gonna say, responding to Manchild. Now, in prior years, I would say that matters, but dudes are asking out with multiple years on that deal now. Like, I don't
Yeah,
even.
they signed the contract knowing that all they have to do is pout like a baby, and the team will trade them because of PR reasons.
All right, so it almost doesn't matter if the dude signs a contract. Donovan Mitchell got traded with 3 years left.
Yeah.
KD got traded with 4 years left.
Yep. 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 And KD told them where to trade him to,
Yeah, and they did it.
and they did it. It was the same week. They did it within the same week, which is crazy. You know what I'm
Partially, it
saying?
was because of the deadline, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
As
Go ahead, Freezy.
as far as where the Knicks are, if Dallas slow plays this, we don't care. We're a playoff team. There are good vibes going on. The Knicks have other assets there that they're watching. Um, um, I believe the Detroit Pistons pick in 2 years,
It
the
might be something.
2025 pick, bruh.
Well, I gotta know what the protections are on that though.
In 2 years, it's 1 through 9.
But I think you know what? I think they're banking on their. I mean, they have like a lot of blue chip talent on that team. So
Well, that means we'll get it next year. You're saying, are they going to get good?
they
'Cause-
might they might. I don't know if they might be in. You know how the OKC situation is right now. They might
yeah.
be that next year, like hovering around the 38 and 40 mark. But I'd have to look up the protections because I don't know offhand.
I got them. I keep that stuff on deck, bro.
Got to.
Yeah, I got it. I'm looking at it right now. I'm putting it. I'm gonna put it on the screen and T-minus 5, 4, 3. There it is. I got you. There it is. I put it on the screen. And what is that? I hate when they do that, bro. The websites put these little mini movie whatever up. But okay, so there we are with the Knicks have. Right? So Dallas's pick, Detroit's pick, and I'm gonna put the link in the chat, private chat, so you can see it. I'm gonna put it in.
I have another website that I usually look at, and they kind of break it down a little bit, like they space them out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pull it up. Knicks. It's another website that I looked at. Where is it? Is it pro transactions? Yeah, it's pro transactions is what I normally look at, Freezy. Which
Okay.
kind of breaks it down on a year by year. And then you can, if you were to put it up on the screen, you'll be able to show it because it's a little bit more clear where you'll be able to show that specific Detroit Pistons pick. I
Okay.
posted it right there.
Okay.
You just got to scroll down. It says, next year it'll be
Oh yeah, I
protected.
remember that. I remember this. I saw this a couple of years ago. Okay. All right. Let me see. All right. Where's 23 at? 23.
You scroll down a bit to, yeah, it's right there. And it'll say, they traded us that Rockets pick, basically.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, no. Scroll to the right, far right. Knicks top protected. Pick would defer to 2024 because Pistons pick is currently within the top 18. And then it'll say,
Wait a minute. Where is? Wait a minute. I lost something.
it's right there. When you
Am I
scroll
sharing?
down, oh, hold on.
No. I'm not on the. I'm
You're
not
not
on the
sharing.
page.
You're not
Yeah.
sharing it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let me do this real quick.
Okay.
Justin DW in the building. Justin DW, thank you for the generous contribution. He says, "What's best case scenario before the draft starts? Do we draft or trade for who? For love the work, guys. You always make the week go by easier. Salute. Thank you, man. JD, thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm going to go to it and share it now, Dre, so you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay. I feel.
All right, stop. Okay. Go here and then share, and then
It's to answer Justin DW. Well, my opinion, uh, it would be best if we actually get the draft pick.
yeah. All
I
right,
think you
so
can scroll down a little bit.
all right, so that's Minnesota. And the reason why I didn't is because I saw the Knicks icon up there, so I didn't know what that was.
It shows all the future picks that I think you passed the Pistons. Was go back up,
There it is.
go
I
back
see
up.
it. Okay.
No, that's not it. It's go up, go up, go up, go up, go up. There it goes. That one right there, far right on that line to the far right.
Oh
There.
yeah, top 18 for 2023. But we know that's not gonna. Yeah. See, this is 20.
Well, if you keep reading it, it shows you where the protections keep going.
Right.
See,
No, I
top
got
30,
it.
yeah, top for the next 2 years, top 18, top 13, top 10. So basically,
Yeah,
we
top
gonna get
11.
that pick at some point from them. We just don't know exactly when.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely getting this pick. Yeah. Yeah. And then the Wizards are right under them, top 14, top 14,
You got to look where it says the Knicks, yeah, because the Wizards have given up other picks.
top 14. Yeah. Traded. And then it's
Top 14, which is this
and
year.
then
Top
top
12 next
12
year.
next year,
Top
top
10.
10, and top 8 in 2026.
And the
Wow.
Wizards are trying to re-sign Kristaps
And
and
Kyle Kuzma.
Kuzma.
Yep.
So hopefully they don't. They're not terrible again.
Okay.
They're not okay.
Yeah.
But that website kind of simplifies it a little bit easier than the other ones, in my opinion. But
Yeah, I like the other one. I like the other site better. I'm looking at it, I'm like, but either way, it's the same info. I got you.
yeah, yeah.
It's the same info. But the thing with the Wizards is we want the Wizards to make the playoffs. We want the Pistons to make the playoffs because if they do, we get their picks.
Or just be competitive. Then
Yeah, 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 yeah. See,
like just be in play in range, and that will be fine.
yeah. Hey, I'll be right back, boss. I'm gonna use this restroom. I'll be right back.
Got you. Let me see. If we keep pick and we are bad next year, we can keep our pick again, and it becomes a second rounder for the Knicks, and we get a haul for Luka if he decides to want out. And if signs, we can trade him. Hmm. that- Logically, that does make sense, but I also wonder in the back of my mind, are you not going to do moves to appease Luca? Because I'm pretty sure Luca doesn't give a damn about a back end top 10 pick. If it was like a top 3 pick, he would be more inclined to working with it. But if it was that high, you would trade it, of course, for actual talent. But then Luca, just thinking about Luca and how I've seen Luca say he doesn't want to play 15, 20 years. And I've also seen the Kyrie move, so he definitely has pull in terms of roster construction. So he himself might tell them to trade that pick.
So
Like,
would you
damn,
s-
that's
so would you
that's
stick
hard.
with this roster, Joey?
With the Knicks roster
Yeah,
or
the Knicks roster. Yeah.
for now until next year, into
Mm.
next off season. I'm in no rush to make any rash decisions or we need
Yeah,
to trade RJ right now. You
yeah.
trade RJ right now, you're not gonna get much for him. That'll be a
A lot
waste
of
of
people
time.
don't. A lot of people don't want to see RJ on the Knicks next year.
I'm aware.
People are fed up with RJ already. There's a lot of people in the chat saying trade RJ. I want RJ gone.
Trade him for what? You're not gonna get the requisite return
Yeah,
that you need
yeah.
anyway.
You're not gonna get a good player back for him. Nope.
It would be just like trying to like people saying to trade Randall after last season, just off performance, his performance. It would
Right.
make no sense.
Okay. Okay. Man.
So that means
It,
if you
it's
stick, if
it
you
the Mavs are in such a precarious position because they have the
right,
megastar, but all the moves they pulled after they got the megastar might make the megastar want to go.
Right. And they did some yeah, and Josh Green is a late first round pick that has potential.
Mhm. But
And and,
I've
and Jalen
seen like some Mavs fans. Shout out to King and Rel. They're kind of just like they don't want to wait on that potential.
yeah, no, but they're fans. Josh Green has talent, bro. And
Hmm.
Jalen Hardy is a second round pick with talent. Right. And so ultimately you're at a point with the way and this is the same thing I say about the Knicks, right? We are fans, right? And so the stuff that we say, even though it's our feeling, basically we basically all we can go on is a little bit of information that's provided to us.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
Absolutely.
Dallas, for the most part, has done a lot of things right. The only thing that they get wrong is being impatient,
Mm.
right? Because think about it, they could none of this would even be an issue if they re-signed Jalen Brunson,
What if
right?
what if they just attempted to build organically around Luca instead of trading all those picks for KP?
Right.
Their position would be completely different because they probably would have a player around Luca's age growing with Luca
It should have
in the
been
prior
Jalen
draft.
Brunson.
Yeah.
It should have been when even with Luca. Think about how bad of a defender Jalen Brunson is, and think about how unwilling of a defender Luca is, right? Even with that, they had a top 7 defense together,
Hmm.
right? They had a top 7 defense together.
Traded the best defender
Yep. So they traded their best defender.
because they
And,
never re-signed.
yep.
yep.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson.
All of this stuff. And what they did in haste is instead of drafting a Tim Hardaway Jr., they signed Tim Hardaway Jr. to $18 million. Again, same money. They were complaining the whole day, he ain't worth $18 million. Then he become a free agent, and then y'all give him $18 million.
Oh man.
You
Then
hear
he
how
missed a
ridiculous that
year. I
sounds?
feel like with a foot injury or something. Like he missed the playoffs or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it's
man. So
Do you guys see?
ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, Dallas, give it here and don't say nothing.
What's up,
Do,
Adam? Go ahead.
do you guys see the Knicks still clinching the playoffs even if Jalen Brunson wasn't here?
No, I
No.
think we're a playing team without Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I mean, we won we won 37 games last year.
Yeah.
I think with the improvement of IQ and a few others, noticeably Grimes getting higher usage, the regression of RJ kind of throws that out of whack. But coming into the season, if we didn't get Jalen Brunson, I feel like we would probably be a 8, 9, 10 seed, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And Dre,
I
let
think
me
the Knicks would have missed the playoffs again.
I'm gonna throw a fly in the ointment. I think the Knicks are a 53 win team without Jalen Brunson.
Really?
How?
How?
Because
No.
they do the Donovan Mitchell trade.
Oh.
because they're forced to.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because you can
because
back away
they
from
can't run back that roster without making a big improvement at some.
But I understand what you're saying. What I'm getting at is the luxury of turning down the Donovan Mitchell thing is you still have the kids, but you also have Jalen Brunson, right? But if you don't get Brunson or Spider,
oh no, people getting fired.
Right. Yeah,
Running
so
back the same roster, that would mean Fournier is playing minutes.
But it's not just about. But think about this: it's not just about not getting Spider. It's not getting Jaden Ivey out of the draft. Remember, we were trying to trade up. They wanted RJ.
Oh man!
And remember, Zach LaVine had us on his top 3 list of free agent destinations, and we lost out in the last weekend.
I'm glad we lost out on that one.
Yeah. And then we didn't get. And then when DeJounte Murray came available in that little 2-day window,
didn't get that.
it just opened and shut that fast. We didn't get DeJounte Murray, and so it's like all these failures, and then on top of all of that, you didn't come away with a quality young kid out of the draft.
You didn't come away with anything,
right? So imagine you wouldn't have gotten.
I feel like Freezie. We did that draft day trade solely because we were creating the space to get Brunson and all that other stuff.
So the alternative to that is you don't get Brunson, you don't do those trades.
You just draft Usman Jang.
You get Usman Jang, and your backcourt next year is Alec Burks and Evan Fournier.
Oh my God.
You see where I'm going? You see where I'm going with it?
You know what? I do think IQ probably would have started this year.
Oh, okay. But you see where I'm going, right? With
and
it's
not.
It's the butterfly effect. It's like if such and such doesn't happen, then such and such happens.
Oh no!
Right? You know what I'm saying? It's the butterfly effect. If you don't get Jalen Brunson, you don't do the draft day trade. You come out of the draft. You probably don't take Usman Jing. You probably get a guy that's more readily, but you probably take AJ Griffin instead, or somebody like that. Or Tari Eason is somebody like that. You probably take.
I like Tari Eason,
or
I really like Tari.
Yeah,
Eason.
You probably take a player of that quality, or you trade back in the draft and get 2 more young guys, right? But
I would say it's a butterfly effect, but I feel like that effect happened once they dangled Brunson out for the trade deadline. After that, I think he was a New York Knicks after that immediately.
Right.
After they dangled him at the trade deadline, everything after that, all that was just buffing up whatever he was going to get paid.
Right, but I'm just going
regardless after that. But yeah.
I understand, but we're just merely going by what Adam said.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, if you're just merely going by what Adam mentioned, then the butterfly effect off of that, right, is what I'm getting at. Because if you don't get Brunson or Donovan Mitchell,
front office is gone.
The playoffs.
Yeah.
Forget not making the playoffs. You would have an entirely different front office. Matter of fact, everybody in there would get fired except Allen Houston. And they'll probably just make him the president.
And they would make Allen Houston fight everybody.
Yeah, I already said Leon Rose has got to go. World Wide West has got to go. Scott Perry's got to go. Even James Dolan got to go.
I can't say that. I mean, they're doing a good job. They just don't tell us nothing. So.
Yeah, they just don't tell you anything. And two, I think that'd be a good topic for a show like the Butterfly Effect. Like, what if we didn't get such and such? And then it's just like,
what if Patrick Ewing made the finger roll?
Yeah, man. Oh God. What if Hakeem Olajuwon doesn't get a fingernail on John Starks 3-pointer in Game 6?
Oh, was it online?
Oh yes, he was hot as fish grease.
Oh,
the reason why Olajuwon didn't think about this, Olajuwon didn't even defend Patrick Ewing on that play because John Starks was so hot. Think about it. Pat Ewing might be the greatest nigga of all time. He's in the conversation, and the greatest defensive center in probably NBA history. Him and Bill Russell didn't even pay Patrick Ewing no attention. He didn't care if Pat got the ball. Bro, it's yeah.
It's one of those plays you run in your head over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But okay, so Jalen Brunson is here, thanks to the front office. So now we have to wait to see who they're gonna bring next.
Yeah.
We don't know. We just have to wait and see.
I think it's gonna be a peripheral move.
My bad.
I think it's gonna be a peripheral move. I don't think it's gonna be a megastar like some of us think. I don't think it's going to be.
I don't think we're going to make the splash move. Yeah. Not this summer, at least. But
no, because
I feel like
nobody's going to be available
after. Matter of fact, the midway point of next season is going to be where we decide where we line up with the rest of the East. If we're like a team that's like 17, 18 games over the 500 mark, like hypothetically speaking, if we're a team that's like 30-13 by the trade deadline or something like that, then they might go in. Kind of like you remember when the Lakers had Kobe and Kobe had like an ultimatum, y'all got to get me a star on this team or something.
Yeah,
and he went out and started that season like the number 1 seed in the West, and then they traded for Powell.
Yeah.
That's the type of move I'm thinking.
And ironically, which is weird, they traded the rights to Marc Gasol for Pau Gasol.
They thought it was lopsided at the time, and Marc Gasol ended up being a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, they traded Marc Gasol and Javaris Crittenton.
Javaris was a bum.
Yeah, he was fast.
And Kwame Brown, as Stephen A. Smith would like to say.
Yeah.
That man does not have a post move he can do 2 times in a row. Something like that. He has small hands. He can't catch the ball.
Yeah, all that stuff Stephen A. used to say. And Stephen A. was so, and it just lets you know, like, no matter how much you know, you can still not know anything. Because if Kwame Brown was in today's NBA with handles and a jump shot, he would be
at bare minimum, he would be a guy making $17-18 million a year.
I think he's 18 and 11 easy in today's NBA. Easy. I think he'd be better than Sabonis.
He just came into an era where he was just an undersized 5.
Right. And they knew he was that guy, and they still took him number 1.
I think he had injuries which slowed down his athleticism as well.
Oh, Kwame Brown?
Yeah.
No,
I feel like younger Kwame was more explosive.
He was more skilled. Like they were like, why is the big man throwing? We don't want our big man throwing pocket passes to somebody cutting baseline and dunking. And you're like, what? Now when you hear the absurdity of the stuff that they were saying about Kwame Brown, bro, you like, You don't want your big man to knock down the straight on three?
No, I want him to do post hooks.
Oh God! In traffic against another 7-footer, they want him to throw up hooks on another 7-footer contesting his shot instead of knocking down wide open 3-pointers from the top of the key
In a congested lane with no spacing.
Right.
I wondered why he didn't really thrive.
It just go to show, man. Jordan,
Situations make the player a lot of the times as well. So,
or ruin them.
Right.
Or ruin, like Anthony Bennett. Anthony Bennett was probably the 15th best player in his draft.
He should never have been drafted that high.
And if he would have went to the 15th team, which probably would have been a fringe playoff team, he'd probably still be in the NBA right now.
If he went to the Spurs, he would still be an NBA player.
Yep. Yeah. Now, granted, he had some stuff about him. Like, I think he might have been a little, I'm not going to say lazy, but he had an average work ethic. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
He didn't have.
He didn't attempt to work on his range and all these things until he went to the G League. And
yeah, he didn't, when he felt his that his career might be over, all of a sudden he wanna. But by that time, bro, whatever.
He got to the league and realized he was no longer the most athletic guy on the court.
Yeah, and they listed him at 240, and you knew he was every bit of 285, bro.
And they listed him at like 6'8", but he was really like 6'6".
6'6", yeah.
The only thing that was on his side is that he had long arms. That's about it.
But you know what though? What a 6'6", 285 super athletic power forward, I think that works in today's NBA. If you can stay healthy.
About Zion? I'll say this, that he was athletic, but he wasn't Zion athletic.
No, he wasn't. No, and the thing about athletic, the thing about the athleticism with Zion is, give you an example. Aaron Gordon is athletic, very athletic, super athletic, right? Zion is explosive, and there's a difference. Right, Zion.
It's like his body is built for quick burst, quick twitch athleticism that D linemen have.
Yeah,
it's not built for endurance. It's built for getting off the blocks and destroying someone in front of you.
Aaron Donald. Have you ever seen Aaron Donald, bro?
Yeah.
Aaron Donald is not going to beat anybody, any DBs in the 40-yard dash, but he might be able to beat DBs in the 10-yard dash.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which you like, well, most people don't run 10 yards. Well, linemen do it. You know what I'm saying?
When you say explosive, it's legitimately like if you were to compare it to a rocket ship.
Yeah.
The rocket ship actually blows a ton of gas, like rocket fuel, on the takeoff just to get in outer space. And when they get in outer space, they don't really use much.
Yeah. Did you know that the fuel package for a rocket costs more than the rocket itself?
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
Right.
The fuel pack. Think about when you go buy gas. Think about when you go buy gas, right? And you fill up your car. Say your car holds 10, 15 gallons, right? And you look at the thing. You like $54. God dang. Man,
I had to get a hybrid because it was getting so ridiculous.
Right. Now think about a rocket on a launch pad. Bro, it's wild. But the thing about Zion is explosive in that Larry Johnson, Charles Barkley way, where the explosion to weight ratio doesn't make sense in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because Charles Barkley coming out of Auburn was 290. They made him get down to 250.
And which made him more explosive because he was already athletic at the heavier weight. Now what happens is when you're lower with the same explosiveness.
You're incorporating foot speed, which wasn't there at 290. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw Bill Cartwright get dunked on 8 straight times by Charles Barkley. Chuck D put it in his song. Chuck D said, "I'll throw that thing down your throat like Barkley." He talking to Bill Cartwright. I was at that game behind the rim about 20 rows up. He turned the first time he turned the corner, and everybody was like, got ready to stand up, and bam! He's like, holy crap! He just dunked on Curry. Bam! Bam!
He
bam!
acquired agility. Like he acquired agility that people didn't know he was capable of having.
Yes.
And and that just took his game to another level, to the point where he was going against bigger power forwards, but it just didn't matter.
It just
Because
didn't matter.
he would jump over them, and then he had long arms.
And
So it
run
was
by
just
him.
right.
Yeah.
So he was just all over the place.
Barkley, I'm telling you, Barkley from about 88 to about 93 was the best three players in the NBA from about 88 to 93. And 2 and 3 kind of flip-flopped order. Right. It was Jordan number 1, right? But the second and third best player flip-flopped depending on the year. It was Patrick Ewing, a couple years, Charles Barkley. It depended on the year. Right. But they were always second and third. Bro, I saw Barkley try to dunk on Oakley, and I saw Pat Ewing come from a mile away and like block the shot all the way to the ground on Barkley. I was like, what? Did you just see that? It was like, imagine if Marcus Camby had muscles. Bro, it's no lie, hand to the man. It's like, imagine David Robinson was as strong as David Robinson was strong, right?
But he was wiry strong.
Imagine a dude that's strong, kind of like in that Pat Ewing, Ben Wallace type mold, and has the agility of David Robinson in a Camby. Pat Ewing was such a great player, bro. I think some of the stuff in history is lost because as he got older, all that stuff slowed down on him.
Yeah, because the later perspective is when the Knicks made their final title run, he wasn't even healthy. So
yeah, and it happens. Same thing happened to David Robinson. The Spurs won the championship with David Robinson.
They had a generational talent on that team. Carry that, put the team on his back. Yeah. Like Tim Duncan was the best player in the NBA by his second year.
Yeah.
Which like, besides like I guess maybe LeBron, I can't really think of a guy that's the best player like in their second year.
Right.
That's a ridiculous statement, like to think about. Like there aren't many players in the history of the NBA that can claim they were a top 1-2 player in their second year.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter if they went to college for 4 years. In your second year playing professional basketball at that level.
Yeah, or any profession. You just step into a profession and you become the second best player or person. Any profession. But let me ask this: would you entertain a move for Zion?
Oh no. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. You know what? No, Freezie. It's kind of funny to say, but Embiid missed more time than Zion in his first 3 years.
Right. You know who else became a megastar after missing a bunch of time in their first 3 seasons?
Well, I know Michael Jordan broke his foot in his first season.
How about Steph Curry?
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro.
They asked the big question though.
Zion can't stay.
Wait, let's do the super chat.
Okay, go for it.
All right, so where the super chat go? The super chat is
my
this.
bad.
All right, how many games will it take for us to beat the Cavs? Also, what's everyone's upset of these playoffs this year is a toss-up. I'm gonna say we beat the Cavs in 6, and I'm saying the biggest upset is whoever the Knicks play in round 2 is gonna be the biggest upset in NBA history.
NBA history, Freezie?
That's if we make it to round 2.
But I was gonna say, Luka. What was the Mavs overall record last year?
No.
They were the 5th seed or the 4th seed last year.
But think about it in this perspective. So I was asked, how long is it going to take for the Knicks to beat the Cavs? I say in 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
I say we go back and beat them in Game 6 on their floor, right? Here's the other thing.
Game 6 would be at our house because
they're doing 2-2-1-1-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Game 6 at the Garden, right?
That's how I would picture it anyway.
Right. And then the next series would be the Milwaukee Bucks, right? Because they're the number 1 seed.
As of right now, they are the
as of right now, they're the number 1 seed. I think the Knicks knocking off the Milwaukee Bucks will be the biggest upset in NBA history.
The Nuggets over the Seattle Sonics.
Yep.
Was it?
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. Because but see, that's only an upset in seeding. That Seattle team never won nothing. That in 1994, think about 1994, right? What did that team win in 93 or 92 or 91 or 90 or 89 or 88? Nothing. It was just their seeding. It was hyped to be that. It was hyped that, right? But this Milwaukee Bucks team we're talking about, when the Knicks beat them in the second round, has won an NBA championship together. They've got a 2-time. Is it 2-time or 1-time? 1-time MVP?
Giannis won 2.
Yeah, so they have the 2-time league MVP.
Yeah.
Right. So when the Knicks upset them, that would be the biggest upset, because a lot of people say, and I think Adam is one of them, that this team doesn't really have a star. And so this team making it that far, knocking off Milwaukee, who has not only won a championship with this core and this coach, also still have the league a 2-time MVP.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in terms of, and this is just my opinion, everybody's entitled to their own opinion,
right?
Well, in my opinion, it'll be the biggest upset in NBA history. It'll be the biggest upset since David went on the road to face Goliath in the Game 7.
I believe Freezie. My upset, whoever's the 7th seed in the play-in is going to knock off the Grizzlies first round.
Ooh, in the Western Conference.
Right. Whoever's in the 7th slot, whoever winds up coming out of the play-in at seed 7.
You thinking the Lakers?
Yeah. If they're in that spot. But they are right now, but yeah.
Corey Lee is in the building.
Hey,
shout out to Corey Lee. But I do not, like, in a playoff scenario, if LeBron has shooters and wing defenders and AD plays like AD, I do not want to see them in any playoff series.
I think the key to their success, bro, I ain't even gonna it's not Austin Reeves, right? It's not Austin. I think the key to their success is Wenyen Gabriel and Jarrett Vanderbilt switching everything defensively.
I think when it comes to the playoffs, I don't believe Wenyen's going to play that much, but I know Vanderbilt's going to play a ton.
A ton. He should start, right?
Yeah, he does start. They have this hybrid, switchable, like, front court lineup with AD, Vanderbilt, and LeBron.
Yeah.
And then they have D'Lo, and then their 2 guard is kind of interchangeable. I think they were starting that shooting guard that they had gotten from Minnesota. Forgot his name, slips my mind at the moment.
Malik Beasley.
Yeah, Malik Beasley for the shooting.
You remember how bad we wanted him one time?
Yeah, we were offering him a contract. It would have been a Tim Hardaway mistake all over again.
Yeah.
Let me ask this. Let's say the Knicks get past Cleveland in the first round, and their second round opponent is Milwaukee, and they upset by eliminating Milwaukee in the second round. Who would the Knicks' third round opponent will be?
It would be between
Boston or Sixers.
Yeah.
Boston,
I don't believe like Freezie. Freezie believes we can beat the Bucks. If we were to beat the Bucks, then all bets are off at that point. Because those are my favorites to win the title.
It'll probably be the Celtics since they're.
So if you beat the Bucks, I would.
I don't want to see Philly. I think Philly is the team that sends us home.
Philly?
The Embiid matchup scares you worse than the Giannis matchup?
No. I think the fact that we can't guard George Niang hurts us.
What?
Is it really George Niang?
Yeah, and yeah, George Niang and the combo Maxi. I think
Maxey?
that kind of yeah. The other guys we can kind of hold on to, but yo, y'all, hey, I ain't gonna lie, y'all intro joints is fire, bro.
I wonder who made him. Who made him?
I need to give me
Lee,
an
what's
intro
good?
joint, bro.
What up, Lee?
Lee, what's good, boss?
Good? How y'all doing, man?
Good,
Early
man.
morning,
It's like
late
3 o'clock in the morning, bro. What's good with you?
I'm in Savannah.
Okay,
Hey,
okay.
Freezy, you know what? I'd rather face Philadelphia than the Boston Celtics in the third round. I think the Knicks can beat Joel Embiid and Maxey over Tatum and
And
Brown.
Harden, and
That's
Yang,
hard,
and
man.
Tobias Harris.
Yeah. I think the Knicks can beat them than Tatum, Brown, and Marcus Smart
How many times have you
and
beat Philly this year?
Brogdon.
I feel like the worst matchup out of all of the teams is the Bucks. I don't like. I'm not scared of the Celtics over the Sixers,
Yeah.
in my
Well,
opinion, compared
playoffs
to
is a
the
different
Bucks. But
animal.
Freezy, like I don't think Freezy went fully in depth into like where he sees we can exploit the Bucks though.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance. I didn't get.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
If you don't
So
mind.
so the difference between how we address the Bucks, bro. First of all, just off GP, just general purpose, right? We're just a bad matchup for them,
Yeah.
right? We just a bad. They have a superstar that's tough, but he has a finesse persona to the media, even though he doesn't have a finesse persona on the floor, right? He's got a finesse persona to the media, and we like for him to get. He's a ballroom brawler on the floor, and we like being in ballroom brawls, right? The thing is say you get into a ballroom brawl with Milwaukee. Now they're depending on Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think they can get enough. They can't get enough juice out of that fruit in 4 games in order to beat us. Would there be a game or two where they just blow us out of the gym? Of course, because they have Giannis,
I was
right?
gonna
Yeah,
I
and
was
then
gonna
Right.
they have
say
other
like
shooters too.
the
But
way they're set up. When we talk about it, they when it's not Giannis being dominant, getting 40, 50, they try to destroy you from three by committee.
right.
So it isn't
Exactly.
necessarily just Bobby Portis or Lopez. It could be
No, that's what
they
they
could
used to
be
be though.
it could be no, that's how they play now.
Nah,
Still,
they don't. Nah, bro, you nah.
Grayson. I mean, they still. I think they're like top 3 in 3-point percentage right now as a
Right.
team.
I
Period.
mean, that might be their season total. But after Chris Middleton came back and they acquired Jay Crowder, right? Even though those dudes are proficient 3-point shooters, they don't depend on Connaughton, and they don't spread you all the way out in 4 corners no more because you got to play Middleton and Jay Crowder now. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand what you're saying, like especially the beginning of the season, bro. It was just like bombs away. I think we can get them, bro. I don't think Jay Crowder and Chris Middleton is the difference between them beating us anymore. I think Crowder is washed, and I think Middleton is slowing down as well. I don't know if he's washed, but he's
He's
definitely
been hurt in and out, and when he plays, he's either red hot or he's like
Not.
pedestrian.
Yeah, or he's not. Yeah, either he's red hot or he's the opposite.
Oh,
Yeah,
Which
and,
is,
doesn't?
I mean, in a 7 game series, all they really need for him to be hot is like one or two times now.
just one game. They just need him to do that one game.
Right.
And I'm challenging RJ and Josh Hart because here's the thing, Josh Hart is a nice story during the season, but if he don't do nothing in the playoffs, what we need him for?
And he's the first. It's going to be his first playoff experience.
For
Right.
real.
If he can't defend Jay Crowder and Chris Middleton, what we need him for?
If Grayson Allen is cooking him, then
But and for that and so
And
but
Drew Holiday.
so Drake, that's I'm trying to get to my point, man. Y'all,
right.
yeah, let me get to my. What I'm saying to you is now you don't when you take Grimes and quickly off of when you take Grimes and quickly off of Middleton and have them defend guys their size, all of a sudden, Emmanuel quickly guarding Drew Holiday. I like that matchup better than Grimes on Drew Holiday.
Hmm.
And now I like Grimes on all the peripheral scorers we have, the Drew Holidays and all. I mean the Grayson Allens and all those other dudes that they have. I like those. Nobody can guard Giannis. I don't even want to mention it though. And nobody can stop Giannis.
it's containing everyone else.
Right. But think about this. Even if Giannis holds Randall to 14 points and 9 rebounds, and even if Drew Holiday holds Brunson to 20 points on bad shooting, will they be able to contain quickly and Grimes and RJ? I don't think Jay Crowder can guard RJ no more. The last time I saw Jay Crowder, he was getting roasted by everybody. Then he missed half of a season, and now he in Milwaukee, and we think it's like the 6 years ago, Jay Crowder. Nah, I'm sorry. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. I think Milwaukee is dodging us. I think Milwaukee would rather see Cleveland because even though Cleveland has length, then Giannis is going to dominate Jarrett Allen and
I'll
Evan
put
Mobley.
put their whole front court in foul trouble.
Yeah, I think they want to
Because
see
they're
Cleveland.
not they're tall, but they're not like
Physical.
strong.
Yeah.
they're not yet. And
Yeah.
and like while they can bother him up top, Giannis will give you body blows.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Milwaukee don't want to see us, bro. I think Milwaukee don't want to see us.
I feel like
Celtics
no
don't wanna see
team
us.
wants to see us because even if they do beat us, we're the team that'll make them lose in the next round.
Right.
And like if you get by us, you're probably losing in the next round in 5 or
Right.
6
It's
games.
like what the Cleveland Indians used to be to the New York Yankees, where the Yankees could beat everybody, but the old Cleveland Indians would bludgeon everybody. So by the time you beat Cleveland, but by the time you get to the Yankees, your bullpen is out of gas, your starters don't have no confidence, and your hitters in a slump.
You're like
then
you
the
won the
Yankees
battle, but you can't win the war because because you're already on your last legs. It's like
Do you think?
like a team like us like takes like the air and energy out of teams when they play us. But go ahead, Adam. My fault.
You think Randall can stop Giannis from scoring 40, 45 points?
No.
Nobody.
And that's not his job. Even though Tibbs actually matches him up. Like if you notice when we play the Bucks and Giannis plays,
Yeah.
his substitution pattern for Randall is whenever Giannis is in or out of the game, that's when Julius is in or out of the game. That's the only player Tibbs does that for, by the way, in the entire league.
Right.
Because that's how much respect he has for him.
And no other power forward can defend Randall, bro. I don't care who. Man, I saw Randall absolutely torch Anthony Davis, bro. I mean, what he did to Anthony Davis in the Lakers game 2 years ago when RJ hit the 3 to send the game into overtime. Man,
Yeah.
Randall was oh my god! It was I started to call the cops, bro.
It to be absolutely honest, Freezie, when Randall has his jumper going, you can't really guard him.
Right.
it's just dependent on his jumper going because he shoots at like league average. I think he's like 35, 36. But when it's on, like he's
Deadly.
impossible to stop. Because if you play up, he's just gonna out physical you to the rim.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but
He's just a rolling boulder with a jump shot when his jumper's going. Like
Right.
the two teams that the Knicks don't want to face in the playoffs is Boston and Milwaukee.
I don't think the
Nah,
Knicks
I
feel
doubt
that way
that.
about.
I don't
I
think
don't
I
think
don't
the
think
Knicks feel that way about Boston. I think they, if you were to poll guys in the organization, I feel like they feel that way about the Bucks. Even though,
well
like
even though
Freezie mentioned some things that we can use to our advantage.
Right.
If we were to poll the organization or like guys on a team who they're afraid of, I doubt it's the Celtics
Yeah.
or
yeah,
or the
but see,
Sixers, but the Bucks they give them the respect because they're a champion, of course. So they know
yeah,
what level they have to go to
yeah, but
ultimately
you
knock
see,
them out.
I'm
but
just gonna. I'll say this. I think y'all see where I'm going. I think the Knicks, if things break right, can sneak into the Eastern Conference Finals, maybe NBA Finals this year, even though they'd be ahead of schedule.
Mm.
But things have to go right. For one, you got to get Boston and Philadelphia to play each other. Right.
oh my,
Right. Right. That
To wear
means
each other out.
yeah. Or you have to get like two. So you have to get either one ballroom brawl or two major upsets, right? You got to get a Atlanta Hawks defeating the Milwaukee Bucks or something, which we know
That
won't
ain't gonna
happen,
happen. No.
right?
mm,
Or you got to get a Toronto Raptors knocking off the Philadelphia 76ers and then we catch Toronto, right? So it's got to be it's either we have to get in the final four in the East, where it's us, Milwaukee, Boston, and the Sixers, and we get anybody except the Sixers,
I
right?
believe the top three seeds will just go to the next round with no problems.
With no problems, right?
Yeah,
Right.
nah,
It's
that's
yeah,
what
and,
I
and
give them
but
this
what I'm
one.
saying in that wild scenario for us to make it,
Right,
I,
right, right.
I, I think we'd have to get basically we'd have to get a 10 car pile up so that we can cruise through traffic.
We still got to take into account like injuries do happen.
Yeah.
Guys miss time. Like we just saw Middleton miss a series, and that's why Bucks lost.
All right.
We just
Yeah.
saw Kyrie miss a series, and that's why the Bucks beat the Nets.
And but let me ask y'all, because y'all fear Milwaukee, right?
Yeah,
All
No,
right.
I
So what
don't.
is in our games against Milwaukee this year? And,
they've
and
all
what?
been
And
close, and we didn't have heart for any of them.
yeah, that's what I'm asking you. Like this year against the Bucks, what did the Bucks do that showed you that the Bucks were a better team than the Knicks?
Uh,
mm,
well, to be
Got the
fair,
better
one of the
calls.
games the where they just came back on like a torrid pace from three, they were
Yeah,
just taking the same threes over and over, and we were
November
giving it to
30th. That
them.
was the
Yeah,
November 30th game. Yeah,
they were just taking the same threes. They were just missing
they
earlier
were
in the
just
game.
missing them.
Yeah, like
Right,
in a normal like them shooting their normal pace, they probably beat us without it going down the stretch like that.
right,
And to be absolutely honest, like the playoff game is a little bit different than the regular season though. So like the adjustments and the adjustments for the adjustment for the adjustment, it kind of already happened. And it just comes down to what team executes
right,
more. And I feel like they're more disciplined. They'll stick to what their game plan is if they know it's going to be successful. Like, for instance, they'll stick to that drop coverage no matter what
right,
because Brook Lopez is playing at a near defensive player of the year level. And so does Giannis coming over the weak side to help. So, like, what they do is they'll stick to it and they won't fold from it. They won't break from it. They won't deter. I mean, there have been times where they've had to
right.
in terms of Coach Bud. But for how they match up against us, they're definitely going to run a ton of drop coverage, and it's going to be on us to make threes. That's legit. It's going to come down to us shooting at a high clip from three because they're going to give us threes, in my opinion.
Okay. I'm just gonna say this really quick. And Adam, just let me throw this out there really quick, right?
Sure.
And so the Bucks beat us all 3 times this year, right?
Yep.
The Bucks beat us all 3 times. And those games, and 2 of those games that the Bucks beat us, Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson both scored in the teens. Right? They both
That's partly because of that drop coverage.
Right. And so what I'm getting at is I think Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson are better players now than they were in January.
Mm-hmm.
Because in 2022. Right?
I feel like I was gonna not to cut you off, Freezie, but I feel like our depth is also better. So even if they were to score in the teams, we would be able to stay in games with them right now in a playoff scenario because our depth is better. It's just been bolstered with heart.
Right. And that game that we lost in January, man, y'all remember this game. This is the game where Giannis got the superstar whistle down the stretch. Remember that? He went crying to the ref, and all of a sudden, everything, Randall. Remember, Mitch? I think Mitch had like 2 fouls, and then all of a sudden, Giannis started crying, and Mitch damn near fouled out in like a 5-minute stretch.
Yes, sir.
Now, who's to say that won't happen again? But the thing I'm getting at is I just can't see. I in all the games, like when I look back at.
Corey.
You got me laughing. You just stop talking and listen to this grumbling sound coming up. Corey,
That's me trying to fix my headphones.
You're hilarious, Freezie.
Just mute when you do that, Lee.
My fault.
You good?
No, it ain't nothing to it. Ain't nothing to it, bro. It just caught me off guard, man. But listen, the game I'm talking about is the game in October when we were struggling as a team. They blew us out late. Giannis was begging for calls. Mitch goes from one foul to 5 fouls in like 2 minutes.
In absolutely no time.
And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you mad because we had a 3-point lead. Oh, wah. And the November Knicks, in my opinion, is not as good as the January, February, March, April Knicks.
No, they not.
You feel me? So I know it seems like I'm reaching on it, bro, but I'm not impressed by the Buck. I watched the games. Most of them I was with y'all.
If Grimes shoots like this, then if Grimes continues to shoot like this, because when it comes down to it, that drop coverage that they run, it's almost like their signature. It's to intentionally make the other guys beat you because they're basically locking you in a trap where basically anything you do is you're gonna get help defense from Brunson or on Randall if he's the guy in the pick and pop or the roll,
right?
And they're gonna take away the lob. Then it'll just leave RJ and Grimes in the corner to feast,
right?
And if they do what they're supposed to do, then I have no issues. I have no qualms. And also, to be fair, in the last 15 games, the Bucks have like the 21 ranked defense, 21st ranked defense.
Bro,
as of the last 15 or so games.
They prime for the picking, bro. I'm calling it, bro. They're prime for the picking. I honestly believe they're in danger in round 1 with whoever they play. I honestly believe I don't fear the deer, bro.
Who, the Bucks?
I don't.
I think we're fearing their reputation.
We're fearing the reputation, but I also feel like some team, like, not to compare them to the old early 2000s Lakers, but they also have like a gear they can get to, another gear.
Oh,
and I feel like they've been
coasting.
Switch. Yeah, I feel like they have another. I feel like they have another gear. And I feel like they were bored, like, because they played at such a high level for like a 35 game span or something like that.
Right.
And then they just like winded down a little bit.
Those are the ones you want to see in the playoffs.
You saying the Bucks are in danger?
Yeah, I think the Bucks can get knocked off in the first round, bro. I just don't see it when I
Really?
watch them. I'm telling you, I watched them on man. Listen, I watched them on League Pass. It's not like I'm just making this thing up. I watched them on League. Like I watched Atlanta on League Pass, right? And they if they ever get they are like Lee. You ever had a lighter that you couldn't get going?
Oh my
You
God,
know what
what
I'm
are you
saying?
talking about?
You just sitting there like
Until your fingers raw, until your
yeah
thumbs raw.
yeah. But once it go that one time, it's good.
You doggone right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's like that. Anybody ever had a pull lawnmower? You know how you out there cranking the lawnmower? You out there cranking and cranking, it won't start, bro. But whatever you like, Dre, you ever had that car? You out there like you got to be at work at 5:30. You get out
Oh
there,
man,
you get out there at like
you bringing me
5:05.
back to my 1998 Nissan Altima.
Yeah,
My
you out there
first.
cranking and it won't start. You ain't got, but you know once you get it cranked, it's good. You out there waking up the neighborhood. Start your starter out there hollering. You know how your starter hit the plate, be like, what? And your neighbor's like, shut up down there. And your thing, your starter keep hitting the little plate behind the starter. And you I just think that's like the Bucks. Like, bro, they might feel like they can hit the switch, but what if the switch not there? I think you can get them.
But to be fair, Freezy, we'll know in the first round. Because if that switch going in the first round, then good luck.
Right.
Because if it goes off in that first round, then they're the prohibitive title favorites. But if it don't, then yeah, they can get out.
If it takes some time to crank up, though, they'll be prime for the picking. You gotta watch these NBA before you just look at their record and assume something. You gotta watch these teams play, bro.
So, Freezy, you think Toronto or Chicago can knock Milwaukee out of the first round?
No. What I'm saying is they're in danger. And see, listen what I'm saying. I didn't say that. I didn't guarantee that the Bucks were going to lose. I'm saying that they're in danger in the first round, especially if it's Atlanta, right? Because Atlanta is that team with a bunch of talent. They are just like that lighter that can't get going. But if they get going, remember, Atlanta's a playoff team.
No, they're in the plane.
No. I'm saying for the last few years they're a playoff team. I'm saying for the past few years they've been a playoff team. I'm not saying that not this year they're playing. They're a playing team because of what I said, because they couldn't get it. They couldn't get it going. But that's because they played a different team every night. But when Atlanta gets locked into a series, when they know who the same opponent is,
making
every
adjustments.
Night, see, Lee, you read my mind, bro. See, it's different. Like in this mindset where, like for instance, I don't fear the deer, bro. They don't scare me, man. When I watch them play, when they're in a dog fight, Giannis go crying to the refs, bro.
And that's what he does best.
Yeah. I mean, and he's a very good player. He might be the best player in the league, but still, even when being the best player in the league is not good enough, he go to the refs. He over there. Yo, he the dude over there talking about, hey man, Emmanuel quickly keep following me. Bro, you 8 foot tall, you 300 pounds. And you talking about quickly? Bro, you an alien. They call you the Greek freak.
Be right back. 1 second.
All right.
Yeah, but you wouldn't think Giannis complains more than Julius, right?
But he does.
Just he does.
He complains more than Randall.
Yes, Adam,
I think Julius complains way more than Giannis.
Nah, man, you ain't.
No, he does not.
You bugging out,
bro. Adam, if you look, Adam, if you sit back and just look and watch, as far as especially complaining and getting their way,
right?
Giannis. With him and Joel Embiid, oh my God,
another complainer.
I'm talking about he's a grown man. He's a grown man in diapers.
Right.
Yeah, I know Embiid does. Embiid complains a lot.
So and Giannis does the same thing and gets his way, whereas Julius will complain and won't get no love.
Exactly.
Luka,
complains.
Luka's another one. He complains too.
He will stop playing in the middle of a play to complain and sit there and be complaining, and while they coming back down and transition the other way.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. No, bro, I'm telling you, if for the people that think like Randall is a crybaby, bro, I'm gonna read all the names ahead of Julius Randle on the technical fouls list: Dylan Brooks, Trae Young, Draymond Green, Luka Doncic, Anthony Edwards, Jordan Poole, DeMar DeRozan, Kelly Oubre, Jason Tatum, De'Aaron Fox. Look, man, I ain't even gonna go back. It ain't even worth it to go down the list, bro.
Draymond Green is a complainer of all complainers.
Right, a crybaby. That's what he do. He cry and complain.
I watched Golden State a lot, and
I didn't even get to Julius Randle, bro. I didn't even get to Julius Randle. Others on the list. So Randle is tied, is like in a 7-way tie for like 8th place. But Marcus Smart, Bogdanovich, Devin Booker, Josh Hart, Brooke Lopez, Jaren Jackson, Vucevic, Gordon, Murray, Damian Lillard. I mean, come on, bro.
That's a lot of complainers.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, man.
I mean, you said about 75% of the All-Star team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Randall the thing is with Randall doesn't complain all the time. It's just when he starts to complain about a thing, he can't let it go. Right? He's like, Randall, let it go.
I think and when Randall, it's dependent on whether he's shooting well or not. With these other guys, it's even if they're on fire. If these guys are on fire, they're gonna complain for the call.
They're gonna complain, yeah.
Whereas with Randall, if he's off that night, which it hasn't been very many nights, then he'll get the tech. Yeah. But if he's shooting well, he'll just let it go.
He'll let it, yeah.
He might complain a little bit, but he'll let it go.
Right.
But when he's having a bad night offensively and he's not getting the call, he's gonna let the rest.
He gonna yeah. And honestly, I think Julius Randle's game is made for the playoffs. Not that he's been successful in the playoffs, but I think his game is made for a playoff atmosphere, like a real physical type game where in the playoffs, because like with Randle, as long as the referees are consistent, as long as when he get hacked, he can go hack you back, he good. Right? Mm-hmm. But in a game where he get hacked and then he do the same thing to a player at the other end, and that player get the and one, like in that Toronto game on a King Holiday. That game right there, bro, I was ready to fight, bro. I was ready to. What's that Usher song? When he be like, "Peach up, A-Town down," and the song just come on, "Peach up, A-Town down," and everybody just go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was ready for that
song.
Yeah, I was. I was. Hey, bro, that King Holiday, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro.
I mean, Martin Luther King wouldn't want you to fight on that day.
Yeah, he'd have been out. I think he would have been out there with me. after the egregious fouls you saw on the bro. Oh my God! Come on, bro.
We were playing in Toronto, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow,
I think so. Yeah, it was a mid-January game before we went to Atlanta later on that week.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we went to Atlanta and we lost that game on the 21st.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. And time be flying, bro. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. If long as it's not egregious like that or that Chicago game where they call that soft when Brunson went to the hole on one end of the floor and he got hacked up and they called nothing and then they called the ticky tack foul on Grimes on DeRozan.
Mm-hmm.
And you was like, yo, as soon as he blew the whistle, I was like, peach up, 8-town down. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, bro. Come on. I mean, come on, bro. But anyways, the point that I'm getting at is in the physical style of play in the playoffs, I think it'll fit Brunson's game and it'll also fit Randall's game. And surprisingly, I think it'll fit RJ Barrett's game going to the basket. You know what I'm saying? He goes to the if he at least get mugged on his end, he can at least be physical on the defensive end, him and Grimes. You know, I don't think a finesse style of basketball is going to win in the playoffs. And I'm not discounting the 3-point shot. What I'm saying is don't be surprised if you go to the rim and you don't get a call.
You gotta play through it.
Yeah. I think the playoffs get refereed a little bit different.
Which would be more in our favor to some degree because we are that type of rough team.
And Milwaukee has jump shooters. Outside of Giannis, everybody else is jump shooters. Except Middleton when he in his bag.
And Drew Holiday.
Yeah, and Drew Holiday. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really fear the deal. You know what I'm saying? More and more I'm looking at it, more and more I'm thinking about it. I don't fear them like that. You know, they were one of the most fortunate teams that played against us. And like you just said, reputation got them past us 3 times this year. So, you know, I feel like if as long as Randall and RJ keep attacking as well as Brunson, if that 3-headed monster keeps attacking and running right at them,
right,
I think we'll be all right. We'll be all right as long as we get back out there and start rebounding well.
Right.
You know, Mitch rebounding, Hartenstein especially rebounding. You know, we'll be all right. We will be all right.
Yeah. Now, am I asking specifically for them? No. Ideally, what I would love to see in a perfect world, and I know this is not going to happen because the Bucks are up by 2 with 3 games to go. They the number 1 seed, right? Right. And we're the 5th seed. If we beat the 4th seed, we playing Milwaukee or the winner of that bracket. Right. I would have loved to have seen Boston and Milwaukee play each other on one side and us play Philly in the next round and knock off Philly and then play the winner of Milwaukee and Boston. Yeah, because the thing is, I know Philly is a 2nd round exit every year.
What are they?
Right. Think, Adam, when's the last time you saw the Sixers in the Eastern Conference Finals?
It's been a while.
2001.
Yeah, against Toronto.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna drop something in the chat for you, Freezie.
All right.
Where teams are playing currently in the league right now. So it's a little graph. I mean, it might be something that you have to like look at in totality, but it kind of shows you what teams or what type of level teams are playing at right now.
Ooh. Oh man, XY axis. Oh geez.
It shows you the top right is great, bottom left is bad.
Yeah, I know. I got you. I got you. Man, look at Houston, bro. Look at Toronto ain't even on the page. Oh my God.
They're in the middle. They're right smack dab right in the middle. Top underneath the Lakers.
I mean, not Toronto. I'm sorry. Portland and San Antonio is what I meant to say.
Oh yeah. They're well into Wemby land.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me put this up here so everybody can see. All right. Let me put this up here.
That was interesting, Dre.
Yeah, man.
Shows you where everyone's been playing at over the last 15 or so games.
Yeah. Man, and you know what? And those teams that are right there bunched up with us, I feel like we're better than them. We beat Denver twice, as a matter of fact. And we lost to the Clip. Man, bro, we get Dre, we could be at 50 games if Nicholas Batum doesn't hit that Hail Mary 3. You remember that Hail Mary 3 he hit on us?
I mean, yeah, Freezie, but we could be down if Julius doesn't hit that step back 3 from the corner where he fumbled the ball like 8 times.
Yeah, and we could have been there also if Luka doesn't score 8 points in a minute and 15 seconds.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So And you know who's directly ahead of us on this thing? Cleveland. When you look at this,
Mm-hmm.
First,
I'm not
yeah.
afraid of any of them teams, bro. The only team I think is a matchup nightmare up here for us. The only team, and I'm including Golden State, Minnesota, OKC, Brooklyn. The only team that I'm actually afraid of is the Phoenix Suns. That's the only
Wow.
team, right? That,
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's the only team. We play the Pelicans this week. They're playing great, right? We're playing them what Friday? We played them Friday,
That
right?
game that game means something to them too. So
To them, yeah. But and
hopefully after we win this next game against I think we play the Pacers.
yeah, again.
Yeah,
So
so
we have
if
the
we knock that
Pacers
game out,
Wednesday.
hopefully the Nets lose and that'll just lock us into that seed.
Yeah.
And then the Pelicans game and then the game after that on Sunday
Is
won't
the
really
Pacers,
matter.
yeah. Nobody up here. I don't fear Cleveland. I don't fear the Pelicans, Boston, the Sixers, the Bucks that are right behind us. See how the Bucks are right behind us in offensive. Well, whatever. But what?
Their defense. The thing like is set up for like net rating and offense and all that stuff. But their defense has been pretty bad. But
Right?
our defense has fallen off a little bit.
Yeah, we're an offensive team, bro. We're not even a defensive team.
We're a rebounding. I mean, over the course of the season, we've been top 10.
Right.
So, but we I feel like we've taken a step back in terms of defensive like rankings because I mean we have Jalen Brunson in our starting lineup, so it's hard. It's hard to just be at the top of the league. Like hypothetically speaking, we probably would be like lower in offense, but like damn near top five if if we went this whole season with like IQ starting. But our
Right.
offense wouldn't be the same. Wouldn't hum this efficiently.
Right. Okay.
We're nowhere near the same, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think we got to get against. So we're averaging 89 shots a game. When we were losing, we were in the 90s, taking 90 plus shots a game. And what we did was started. I wish I could find a statistic. I want to find a statistical breakdown of the Knicks things from month to month. I don't know where I can find that at. Dre,
Like
you
advanced statistics from month to
yeah,
month.
like the Knicks shooting percentage, field goal percentage from month to month.
I think I
Um,
can. Thank you. I mean, you could go to StatMuse and literally type in what percentage did the Knicks shoot during this month,
right.
and it'll probably pull up all the statistics from on StatMuse.
All right. Let me see. I'm
Like
at that Muse
like
and
what percentage did the Knicks shoot in December or something like that, and then you have to do that for every month.
Hey, y'all. Who won the college? The
UConn.
Let's look.
UConn.
UConn.
All right, Big East back in the building.
It doesn't actually say field goal percentage; it just shows you field
Yeah.
goals made per game.
Yeah, I
That's
see it.
unfortunate. Let me
Yeah, I
see.
see.
That's weird. Let me see. Because if you were to go to basketball reference, if you hold the control button and start from like if you click on one game, because it'll show you the whole game log. If you click on one game, hold the control button, and then click on the next game between the two, it'll crunch those numbers and give you. It'll extrapolate like the data between those 2 points
Okay.
in like a little box. So hypothetically, like go to NBA reference, and then you'll see like the Knicks games. You see like the game log, every single game for the
Yeah.
team stats, and then you'll see the date on the left, and then you click on the top part of the date, and then For the next one, you scroll down and then you hold control, and then you click on the next date, and then it'll crunch the data between those 2 points and show you exactly what it was between these points. If you look at NBA reference,
Wow.
which is a neat trick that a lot of people actually don't know.
Wow. Okay.
Make sure you click on 2023 Knicks and then scroll
I'm gonna
down.
have to, I'm gonna have to put a thing together and a compilation together and do a show about it.
All right.
And yeah, because I'm trying to do it now, man. It's probably maybe too much for this late at night. And then plus I'm gonna have to wrap up here because I gotta be somewhere at 8:30.
I feel you.
So yeah. So Miguel P says Cleveland team is much better on paper when compared to the Knicks. How would the Knicks be a 55-win team with him instead of Brunson? Spider scores a bunch and gives up a bunch. It's easy because the easy part to this is don't think about it in a linear sense. Think about it in a sense that though the Knicks give up a lot of players in that scenario, they also give up a lot of salary in that. So they make a lot of room during the summer. While they clear out a bunch of stuff, right? They still can go out and get players around. And mind you, it depends. They could have asked for in that trade with Utah. They could have acquired Mike. There was a lot of different things, a lot of butterfly effect in there. Knowing you're giving away so much talent, they could have easily told Utah to include Jordan Clarkson and Mike Conley in the deal. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different directions they could have gone in terms of the deal itself, whereas it's not just them acquiring Donovan Mitchell. And then when you clear out all that space, it gives you the possibility of moving Rose and Fournier afterwards also. You know what I'm saying? Derrick Rose probably, for something minimal. Maybe like one of the McDaniel brothers or one of the or Cody Martin or something like that. And then with Evan Fournier, you may have had to keep him, or you could have traded him for something. We don't know what yet. But at the same time, when you clear out that many roster spots, it gives you the opportunity to bring in guys that fit around Spider and Julius Randle. Right. And then if you don't get, think about this, if you don't get Brunson, do you ultimately bring in Isaiah Hartenstein, or do you just let Sims play? There are a lot of things that go into it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of decisions that could have been made. And Justin DW says, okay, we read that one. Thank you again, Justin DW, for that one, bro. Yeah, it depends. A lot of moves that can be made, man. IQJ says Spider kick rocks. We got Jalen Brunson at a bargain deal, and now can build around our point guard of the foreseeable future. And yeah, IQJ, Jalen Brunson. I'm sorry. Donovan Mitchell makes Dre. What he makes like 30. What does he make? 33 million.
Low 30s. It's like
yeah,
30, 32,
yeah.
33,
He's on
34,
his second.
There.
Yeah, he's on his rookie contract. He's on his rookie max extension. Yeah,
his next one is gonna be 200.
His next one's gonna be.
They're probably. Well, if he makes an All NBA team, it's gonna be 300.
Yeah, his next one's gonna be out of here, bro.
Which I think he should make All NBA this year. Not 100%.
Do you think Julius makes the second All NBA again?
I think
that's tough. That's tough because should he? Yes,
I think he will.
Because of his
more space. But there's more slots because front court players, there's 3 slots for front court players. So when you put 3-3-3, it's 9 spots for Julius, and there are 10 front court players that play better than Julius this year.
Right.
What?
Yeah. No.
Not this year. There are not 10 front court
No.
players that play better.
No, you got
that's including centers.
Right. So you
power
got to go
forwards
the
and small
usual
forwards.
suspects. You got to go Jokic. You got to go Giannis. You got to
Embiid.
go Embiid. Those are all the obvious because those are your MVP candidates. Right. Everybody else is up for discussion. Everybody else, because Luka is listed as a guard forward. So even if he doesn't make it as a backcourt player, he can make it as a front court player. Right. And so you got to look at who else is.
Tatum is going to be listed.
Jason
as a forward.
Tatum, Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown is listed as a guard and forward, so you can make it either way.
Yeah, and so don't throw names like Pascal Siakam at me because just because you accumulate stats don't mean you impact winning.
No, not like our players. Yeah. Because the reason why I asked that because this morning you're talking about we could legit walk away with some more awards, and I'm just thinking, outside of the MVP and the 6-man award, I'm like, yo, my man still should be second team All NBA at least.
I think Emmanuel Quickly is the most improved player in the league.
I think he should be. I think he should be an All NBA defense.
And that too. That's why I've been saying I think the Knicks are on award tour this offseason, at least in the conversations for all the awards. Yeah, man.
And the only thing that's stopping Brunson is legitimately only 6 slots for 6 guards.
Yeah, so he ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make
it. And if it was set up like next year is going to be top 15 NBA players, period.
Right.
That's what it's going to be.
Right.
And in that scenario, Brunson might make it on the back end of the top 15.
But he's got to. The thing about Brunson is he's got to have more of those because he is another that is not a media darling. Right. He is another one that you don't see on the NBA. You don't see Jalen Brunson. It's a make or miss league. You feel me? Like you don't see Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle in the personality commercials.
You will if the Knicks make it to the second round this year.
Not necessarily. We've never really been.
No. I'm saying I was gonna say like if the Knicks make it to the second round this year, they're getting minimum 25 nationally televised games.
Minimum.
Oh yeah, of course, definitely.
Minimum.
Yeah, I'm not.
And then when you're on national TV, that makes a narrative for itself because if you perform on national TV,
because people get used to seeing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they expect to see you and stuff.
Just you would think that, but I'm just thinking about from past history. Like just even from the '90s on. We stayed on TV. Sundays 1 o'clock. Come on. If not,
but Lee, who was on the Knicks in the guard form was playing at any point like Jalen Brunson through all those years?
Man, you want just
not 1 point guard you can name since Walt Clyde on offense played at this level.
And in case y'all forgot, Clyde Frazier has personality.
Right.
just as a reminder, just as a friendly reminder to you guys.
It's both, but like the best version of Mark Jackson didn't exist on the Knicks.
No, and Mark Jackson is not a Knick. Mark Jackson is a Pacer.
Right.
Because he can remember he was the dude blowing kisses to the crowd in the garden, talking about see y'all later. And he's from here. And he was drafted here. He got a visitor uniform on, blowing kisses, talking about see y'all later.
And shimmying.
Yes.
So it's one of those things like who's the most explosive like guard or offensively like since Walt like Stephon Marbury like it's the things that Jalen Brunson is doing has not been seen in a Knicks uniform from a point guard
Since Clyde
on a
Drexler.
Oh,
night
yeah.
in
Oh, the
night
night
out
to night.
basis since Clyde.
Nah.
And even
Yeah.
when we say that, he's not making an All NBA team playing like this. That's how high the barometer is to make All NBA.
Because James Harden is in front of him. Darius Garland is in front of him. Trey
And
Young is in front of him.
I don't even think
And
any
they
of
may
those
not
guys
even
are going
make
to
it.
make it. Yeah,
Huh?
I don't think they're going to even make it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
De'Aaron Fox might not make it, and he's balling this year.
right. Yeah, well, okay.
Nah, he's gonna make it.
Yeah, he might be first team All NBA, bro.
No,
Yeah.
they putting Steph and Luca up there.
No, Steph
No.
Curry.
Luca's going up there for sure.
Luca for sure.
That's the.
okay.
That's the.
Okay, so Luca and Dame Lillard.
Not even. Nope. Not even.
Dame numbers is ridiculous. They're gonna put him up there.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
His team is trash. His team is
Hold
trash,
on a
but
second.
he's ridiculous.
Dre. Check this out. Dame didn't show up until when? What? December sometime.
Nah, he played all year.
Yeah.
He played all year. It's just that team sucked.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, this young man has been on. He's on the second best team in the West. Are you serious? You know, and he's led them and everything.
who are we talking about? Oh, talking about De'Aaron.
Fox, yes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a Fox fan. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, the young man did show up this
He's
year.
gonna make one of those teams, maybe second or third. He's gonna make probably third.
Yeah, I don't see him. I think first team easily is Dame and Luca, right? And second team is probably Jaylen Brown and SGA.
Oh yeah, SGA is definitely gonna make it.
Yeah, and so that means third team is some type of mix between Donovan Mitchell and
I think Steph is gonna make it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Steph is gonna.
You think Steph is gonna make it?
Yeah.
Steph's been hurt most of the season.
No, not most. Just some of the season, like maybe 15 or so games, 15 or 20 ish. And for that, Embiid is not punished for that, and he's missed like 20 games.
I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough, bro.
Second team.
Yeah, because I'm even looking at Zach LaVine's numbers. And I know people don't like Zach LaVine, but Zach LaVine is shooting 49% from the floor and 38% from three.
On the third team, I think it's gonna be Donovan and De'Aaron.
And I'm looking for Steph Curry. I don't even see.
I think Steph is on the second team. You put Dame and freaking Luke on the first team. Second team is gonna be SGA and Curry, and then third team is gonna be Donovan and De'Aaron.
All right, real quick before I get out of here, I definitely gotta get out of here. I probably overstayed. Here is the move I think the Knicks can do this offseason, and it makes the Knicks the 2024 NBA champs.
This offseason,
this one move makes the Knicks. This one move makes the Knicks the 2024 NBA champs. And I'm only saying this to you. This is just a private conversation, right? This is the move.
Oh my.
The Knicks trade RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, and a first-round pick for Jamal Murray. And now your backcourt of the future. Now your backcourt is Jamal Murray, Jalen Brunson, right? Your three, depending on what you want to do at the three, is either Josh Hart or some infusion of a modern wing, right? And then you got Randall and Mitchell Robinson.
I'm not that high on Jamal Murray.
I know. I know, because you don't like combo guards that can just erupt for 50 in a playoff game.
That was 3 years ago, bro.
Freezie, I say this as a man that has him on my fantasy team. I watch a lot of Nuggets games.
Right.
So like, he's cool. I'm not about to the marriage of him and Brunson in the backcourt is not gonna work defensively.
Why you don't like 40% from three?
No. I love what he brings on offense.
Right.
The problem is, even when he has the most ideal fit, like the perfect big man to play with,
He's still a traffic cone.
They don't make noise in the playoffs.
No, that's Denver.
That's Denver, not
that's
him.
Denver. Right. Here you take Murray off the ball, where all he has to worry about is scoring. Right?
I mean, that's kind of what
no,
he initiates some.
He's a combo,
but he set up a ton by Jokic.
Wait a minute, y'all shooting it down. You shooting it down before you even listen to why it works.
Okay.
All right. So Lee, this is why it works, right? For one, immediately, the first thing is it helps keep Jalen Brunson healthy. Right? 2, it stops teams from double teaming Jalen Brunson in the backcourt. You can no longer take your weird, long, gangly wing and put it on Brunson. That means Jamal Murray is gonna cook your defense. Right? Now you can't take OG Anunoby and put him on Jalen Brunson. Right? Now you can't take your McDaniel and put him on Jalen Brunson. Right? Now you have to defend everybody on the floor straight up. You can't send double teams at Randall because you have a consistent 40% 3-point shooter on the floor at the same time you have Randall and Brunson. Right? And I know that sounds like a stretch, right? And I know that sounds like a stretch, but here's the reason why it works ultimately. Jamal Murray has an affinity for getting a big man involved in offense. So what it unlocks on the surface is Jalen Brunson averaging 28 a game, Murray averaging about 26 a game, Randall averaging about 26 a game. And so you unlock all of those things, right? But you know what you really unlock?
Well, Mitchell Robinson.
God damn. Why y'all always be stealing my thunder? That was
Freezie. Jamal Murray ain't never averaged on 26. No.
No. With us, he's averaging 26. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't know if he's a Tibbs guy because Tibbs was like,
I don't know, Freezie. I don't know.
Okay.
Because okay, like the premise of it would work fine if we had like a long gangly 3. But if we were starting Brunson, him, and Hart at the 1-2-3, that would be the smallest 1-2-3 arrangement in the entire NBA, without a doubt. If you combine the average height,
who at the 3? I'm sorry,
Hart. That would be an average height of like 6'2.5".
Yeah,
that would not work.
Bro, but this opens now. So you said this opens the door for like this OG Anunoby topic again because we need to replace RJ Barrett, and I just do not see OG.
Should have been able to draft somebody for that.
Right? So you don't believe? Okay. So say we do the Murray thing. You wouldn't just go get an OG Anunoby?
But then the assets that you sent out.
You gave up RJ Obi in a first round pick.
I'm not even sure Denver would do that. Just for that.
I'm telling you, bro. I said it during the summer that Jalen Brunson was going to unlock this offense. Now, I didn't know he was going to score these many points, but I knew he was going to unlock the offense because of the number of times we ran the pick and roll last year. We ran it the 6th most amount of times last year.
I I saw Freezie since December 4th. We're at like 15th in effective field goal percentage, which is middle of the pack.
Middle of
But
the pack,
when
yeah.
we, which, but the fact that we do everything else in terms of protecting the ball and second chance points, or damn near at the top of the league, that it makes you a top 5 offense
Bro, I'm
just off
telling
shooting
you,
middle of the pack.
I'm just letting y'all know, if you replace a lottery bust in Obi Toppin, no disrespect, and you give RJ Barrett's shots to Jamal Murray, I'm telling you, this offense is unstoppable, bro. Think about what I said. I'm just not grasping at a name. Think about if you replace RJ Barrett's shot diet, you take his shot diet and give it to Jamal Murray. And what does that make you? Don't talk to me about Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray
defense.
should have been a Knick anyway.
Yeah, don't talk to me about Jamal Murray defense when I've been watching RJ Barrett defense all year.
Yeah.
And
the thing that makes me worse because he already tore his ACL once. So.
Oh, you gotta be killing me with the injury stuff. Name a superstar that hadn't been hurt or injured.
I can name some without major soft tissue injuries. So, like major soft tissue injury, there's a lot of them without an Achilles or a torn ACL.
Yeah, bro. What I'm saying is
regular injuries like a broken bone or like a hamstring or a quad.
I would challenge y'all. I would challenge y'all to think back to a time where you got up in the middle of the night to go pee and you just hit your foot on something, and all you were doing was going to pee. Think about it, bro. Lee, think about what I'm saying. Think about the time you just cutting up something and you just slice your hand and you were just making a sandwich.
Oh boy, I did that a few years back, making a hamburger.
Right, just so to think that an athlete is gonna stay completely healthy, it doesn't. It don't even matter if it's Jamal Murray, bro. That's like saying if Luka Doncic tore his ACL tomorrow, and I don't want it to happen. But while he going through rehab, we like.
What if Grimes turns into like 80% of Jamal Murray? Then what?
Then we have one heck of a. We'd have a Grimes and Murray combination for the ages, bro. we'd be multiple champs, bro.
That's still not gonna make us a championship team.
What?
But okay, so how would it?
They say
so
it in
if you
chat,
say that, why won't it work? Why won't it work?
It won't.
Why won't it though?
That's not gonna send us to the NBA Finals.
How you know that though?
Nope.
I mean, how does? Where's the analysis at? I need some analysis on that. Why wouldn't it work?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Freezie. If Jaylen Brown was available,
but Jaylen Brown's a pipe dream, bro. We're not getting Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown is a baller.
But then okay. We trade for Jamal Murray.
Right.
Who is going to fill the point guard slot on the Nuggets?
Oh man, I don't care.
but trades work 2 ways, man. You can't just say I'm gonna give you RJ, Obi, and a pick, and then just give us your 20 point per game point guard. That you actually need because the rest of your roster isn't that good. And Jokic is over there by himself.
Aaron Gordon is the same thing.
Who's gonna fill small forward for us when RJ leaves?
RJ ain't that good.
Oh, who plays the two? Who plays the two for Denver right now? Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Yeah,
KCP.
Yeah, KCP is Jamal Murray. KCP, and then when they go to bench, is Bruce Brown and the other Brown from KU.
Okay. You know, talking about Braun.
Well, his name is actually pronounced Brown. It's funny enough.
Right.
I thought it was Braun as well, but the announcers call him Brown, and then they say that his name is Brown. So I've never seen that name spelled like that.
I never seen.
But apparently that's what it is.
Right. Right. Yeah, bro. What I'm saying, man. Knicks fans, I know y'all have PTSD. No matter what happens, it's never going to be an upgrade for the Knicks. Like, yo, I give you Luka right now for free. Oh,
I
well,
mean,
we ain't gonna win the
it would be
championship,
an
man, because
upgrade for sure.
it wouldn't, you know, I say
But
for 1,000 different reasons it ain't gonna work. Yo,
on
I give you
paper,
Kareem
on
Abdul-Jabbar in
paper,
his prime right now. Oh, he'll never like New York, man. What about Mitchell Robinson? That's how Knicks fans legit. That's what we doing. Like, yo, we'll give you John Stockton right now. Oh man, just because he mastered the pick and roll, man, it'll never work in New York. New Yorkers don't like. Yo, all I'm saying is give peace a chance. You know what I'm saying? Give peace a chance, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is Jamal Murray within RJ Barrett takes more shots than Jamal Murray, by the way. Right? So Jamal Murray comes here just being his normal self and playing off the ball, sharing backcourt duties means Jalen Brunson doesn't get trapped or zoned up or nothing like that, double teamed anymore. Because you can't afford to. You can't afford to get, especially if there's ever a lineup with Jamal Murray and Quentin Grimes on the floor at the same time, right? So basically, what I'm saying is the addition of and you know the funny thing about it is this: if I would have said SGA, I think all of y'all would have been like, "Oh, that's perfect." If I'd have just said SGA instead of Jamal Murray, I think all of y'all, and this no disrespect, I'm just basing it on a lot of the conversations we had previously. If I would have said give up like RJ and Obi and a first for SGA, in my heart, I believe y'all have said do it.
But but the thing is, there's more of a contrast in build, play style, and age and injury history. Like that, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a much better player than Jamal Murray.
You think
just to
so?
be frank, yes. It's not close either.
I don't think so, bro. I think SGA gets the benefit of playing on a bad team, taking all the shots.
Is it a bad team? It's around 500, and they weren't expected to be anywhere near 500.
Yeah, I think they're still a bad team, bro.
That their number 2 pick didn't play a single second this year.
Yep.
Not 1 second.
Right. How do you like Chet?
I think he's going to project to be borderline all-star. Like I think I think
Lee, you see what I'm talking about? Like the dude played a minute
immediately.
all season.
No. I said
because he's injured.
No. Freezie, I said projects. I said projects. Really? I said the word project. Projects.
Oh no!
I said projects.
You see how the injury thing is like the double standard?
But it's OKC, man. They weren't going to take any chance. Like his injury was literally a 2-month injury.
Yeah, and they set him
out. And he had
it
in the summer, and he could have.
But they didn't take the risk because he's a big man. That's the reason why they didn't want to take the risk.
But like his skill level and ability, like from the perimeter, I feel like he's going to be better than Kristaps. So, and Kristaps is balling right now. So
no.
I get what you're saying, right? But I'm just merely pointing to the injury double standard thing. Like when some players, when you say, "Oh, I don't want to," I think the injury thing is the fallback. Because SGA
is way better than him, though. Man.
He hasn't been the picture of health either.
No,
what does SGA do better than him, though?
Score.
Right.
Athletic.
He's a better.
No, he's not more athletic than he ain't more.
He's not more athletic than. He's not more athletic than RJ Barrett.
He is, but this is the thing. Like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably slightly above average athletic wise, but he has length and he has high IQ.
He's crafty.
Yeah, so like he knows how to position himself.
Yeah,
to be effective.
Yeah,
and like I'm gonna keep it real with you, Freezie. That the ceiling in his scoring talent is something higher than anything Jamal Murray has shown beyond a 5-game sample size in the play in the bubble.
And that's what we're basing
And
this off.
I saw SGA drop average 30 for an entire season this year, basically dragging that team into playing contention when nobody thought they would be. When that kid got hurt and they set him up for the whole year, everyone thought they were tanking for Wembayama. Everybody.
Right.
You thought it, I thought it, Corey thought it, Adam thought it, everybody on TV thought it.
Right.
That man is averaging 30, 31 or something like that on over 50% shooting.
Yeah, and 30 and 20 shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's not a high volume 3-point shooter.
Right.
So.
Right. He's not a good 3-point shooter.
Nah, he's just
he takes
he shot like above league average from 3 like multiple times before. But this year he hasn't shot well from 3, but he's shooting such a high percentage in the mid range, it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah. He's definitely the benefactor of a bad team with no expectations. Teams don't even game plan for OKC, bro.
You think nobody game plans to stop SGA?
No.
That is actually crazy.
No. I mean, now listen to hear me out. Of course, you game plan when you go from city to city to play the team when they coming in. But what I'm saying is I don't see video departments having a catalog like they do for Jason Tatum's or Luka Doncic's or Jaylen Brown's, right? Maybe next year when a team is actually beating teams. But I tell you what, I bet you OKC would trade SGA and draft picks for Anthony Edwards right now.
And draft picks?
And
how many
picks.
Are we talking?
Multiple.
I think they would just do SGA in 1. At best. SGA in 1.
Nah, okay.
1. I don't think they would do 2, 3. Like
and
to average 31.5 on 50% shooting, being game planned or not being game planned against the best athletes in the world as the number one. The number one, when teams see him get going, they automatically put the number one defender on him. When the Knicks played the Thunder, who do you think they put on him? They try to put Grimes on him.
Grimes, yeah.
So when we talk about SGA, we have to put it into perspective. When you average 30 every night, and teams know that you're the number one guy, and they come in throwing their number one defender at you, and they still can't stop you. Every night. As soon as you hit 20, teams try to double team you. And he's out here dropping 40 like nothing. Like we gotta actually honor his talent level. He's 24, averaging 31.5 on 51% shooting without being an athletic freak or shooting a crazy amount from 3. That's very impressive.
Yeah, he's very crafty, bro.
He's
a very crafty.
Matter of fact, the way we look at Jalen Brunson, if Jalen Brunson was 6'5", 6'6", he would put up the exact same numbers.
He'd be SGA. Right. But the thing about it is, I think Jalen Brunson is. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna sound like a homer, but I think Jalen Brunson is better than SGA.
I think he's more skilled than SGA. It's just,
but he's older though.
He's shorter.
He's older. The thing is, like, Brunson has to fight within the margins of error that are so finite because he's so small.
Right.
And SGA just has to maneuver and have a change of pace. And he's 6'5", 6'6". So he's going to get his jumper off as soon as he gets you on your heels just a little bit.
Right.
Where Brunson has to get you off your heels. You have to be completely off balance,
and he's fading away.
And you have to not be able to anticipate when he's getting the jump shot off.
Yeah.
But like, if Jalen Brunson was 6'6", he wouldn't account for all of those things. He would just have half of his offensive repertoire and get the same amount of numbers.
Yeah. I think Jalen Brunson is a very slept on NBA player. Right.
Very slept.
Which is why it was so impressive when Isaiah Thomas was averaging 30 that 1 year.
Yeah.
At his size. Even if he was an explosive athlete, that is very hard to do.
Right. And the reason why I say Jamal Murray is a fit though is because Jamal Murray can go for long stretches being the point guard and rest Jalen Brunson.
That idea is cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, even in a game when they're playing together, Jamal Murray can go say a quarter and a half at point guard and let Jalen Brunson occupy the floor and still be effective.
This is like Freezy. This is like the. I feel like this is might be the next evolution in terms of Tibbs trusting Emmanuel quickly because
And
we see that IQ can run an offense
Right,
without Brunson on the court, but when Brunson's on the court, he's defaulting to sitting in the corner and letting Brunson do everything,
right,
which is counterintuitive to Brunson's skill set, like all the way up until this point, because his first 4 years, he knew how to be effective off the ball next to a ball dominant player.
right.
And I think that's partially due to Tibbs not trusting IQ when Brunson's on the court. He just rather run everything through Brunson. And I feel like if there was more of a tit for tat combination type play when both of them are on the court, we would see a much more explosive offense in my mind.
I just think it's year one. I just think it's
Yeah,
year
yeah, yeah.
one.
It's also year one, and Brunson is. I mean, and IQ is still growing. Like he just got to this level of play.
Right, right. Yeah, that's yeah.
So like when we get to the playoffs, he might still be ascending. IQ might average 21, 22 throughout this playoff run.
Right. And if you the Milwaukee Bucks, you better watch out, bro. So, but yeah, my thing is I like RJ, right? I love RJ, but bro, if we can get Jamal Murray to take those RJ shots and just go get a cat like a
You just named the dude off the Lakers, huh?
yeah, a Jared Vanderbilt-ish type guy.
Hmm.
Bro, if we could go get a Jared Vanderbilt type, Tibbs would absolute. Yo, Lee, I'm telling you, if we get Jared
We would
Vanderbilt
actually
in
see those
SGA,
small ball lineups too if we had them.
oh, a flexibility all the way around, bro, all the way around, right? And Lee, I'm telling you, bro, if we can somehow get Jared Vanderbilt in free agency this summer, I think Tibbs would propose to marry him, bro.
wow.
He is that much of. If Tom Thibodeau could build a player from scratch, his name would be Jared Vanderbilt, like a wing defender.
I feel like you saw that thinking basketball video. Freezy.
Was you like what 6'5", 6'6"?
He's like 6'8", 6'9".
6'8", 6'9" athlete.
Oh, wow.
Super athlete.
Okay.
There was a
dog
thinking
in him.
basketball video comparing like some of his athletic attributes to Dennis Rodman.
Oh,
and some
get
of the
out of
things
here!
just
I'm
his
not going. I'm not going that far.
No. That's the thinking basketball. I didn't go that far. Because the thing that made Dennis Rodman so great is he was a defensive player of the year type guy, and he was also the best rebounder in the NBA.
Right.
At the same time.
Right.
And
yeah, I'm not going that far. Now I ain't ready to say.
They were just saying he has similar athletic abilities, but there's certain innate things that you can't account for, like the way Rodman had a nose for the basketball is something that is once in a generation.
Right.
Not even a nose for basketball, but hustle.
That's like you can have hustle, but some guys just can read the ball coming off the rim.
Always around the ball. It's like they instincts just always have them. And like the thing I like about Vanderbilt is, and I don't want to speak to the Rodman thing because I ain't seen Rodman tape in so long. So, but I would say the thing about Vanderbilt is that his instincts like get him in places where he'll take a charge out of nowhere. You'll just see the referee just like go this way on a thing, and you're like a charge, and then you look through the crowd, and it's Jared Vanderbilt laying on the ground, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like everywhere at the same time.
Yeah, man.
And he does Josh Hart things, but he's also 6'9" and super athletic.
And athletic, bro. If you could do man, a Jamal Murray, and a Jarrett Vanderbilt, bro. Oh my God. Book it. Just put our name on a trophy, bro.
Is he a free agent this year?
I think he is.
I believe he is. I have to check.
I think I'll go to Spot Track.
He's gonna get paid though. I'll tell you right now, Freezie.
Hopefully by the Knicks.
well, hopefully we get Fournier's money off the books so we can do that.
Oh God.
Well, you know which cause money's coming off the books ASAP.
Nah, he's signed until next year.
Who?
Okay.
Vanderbilt. Yeah, his contract runs through next year.
Well, we can't salivate about that now, but I know Rose's money's coming off the books. You know,
Vanderbilt been in the league for a long time. He was a second-round pick. Wasn't he out of Kentucky?
He came in the Knox draft.
Was he from Kentucky, right?
Yeah, he was on that team with SGA, Knox, Wenyen Gabriel. Yeah, and Hamidou Diallo. Knox was carrying them until that's why Knox got drafted. Because he was carrying
all them
dudes.
damn athletes that couldn't shoot.
Yeah, that's why they couldn't win. And people act like SGA was like this highly touted. SGA didn't get hot until the SEC tournament. Knox was carrying them, bro.
It's kind of like the whole dynamic. His dynamic is kind of oddly, it's almost identical to Devin Booker's.
And you know, Jarrett Vanderbilt, they thought was going to be a highly sought after. I mean, not highly sought after, but they thought basically in a year with super athlete, cats thought Jarrett Vanderbilt was going to be like a Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter hybrid type player. And come to find out, the things you do in high school don't always equate to what you can do in college.
Oh yeah, because when you see guys in high school, they all taking step back threes and shooting from 30 feet.
Right.
And then when they get to the next level, that's gone.
The perfect example is Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes was supposed to be the right-handed D'Angelo Russell.
He was a point guard in high school.
Yeah, he was a point guard.
And then when he got to Kansas, the game was too fast for him.
Yeah, he can't process it fast enough at point guard. It's just too much. So moving him off the ball but yet, man, if I'm the Knicks, I'm trading for Jarrett Vanderbilt, bro.
I think the Lakers want to keep him.
Yeah,
solely for what he does to alleviate pressure from Anthony Davis and LeBron.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I would love to get my hands on some Vanderbilt, bro. Pause.
You
know what I'm saying?
I feel like Terry Eason could be just like that, but that Houston culture is terrible, and it will ruin like a guy like Terry Eason.
They don't even care about defense, bro.
Like if Terry Eason was drafted by Popovich or something, oh my God.
But hey, just like you said, Tibbs is credited for developing Randall as well as Brunson.
IQ.
Who's to say? And IQ as well. Who's to say he can't develop this young man in a short period of time? Tyra Easton, that is. But I doubt they even let him go.
I don't know.
Man,
and then there were no defenders like that in this draft.
Right. There's no Terry, like from a physical standpoint, there's when Terry Eason is like 25, 26, he's going to be one of those guys that guards 1 through 5.
Right.
Right. If you don't get the hell out of Houston.
Yeah, Houston just ruins kids, man. They just ruin dudes.
Yeah. All
them terrible habits built in. Like, if you were Houston, what coach would you even hire?
I'll tell you, if I'm Houston, I like Steven Silas, right?
He's not a good coach.
I don't think it's Steven Silas. What it is what I've learned by watching the NBA over all these years. Anytime you have a team of super young 19-year-olds running the show, you're always gonna look bad, bro. Always. I've seen it in even when you draft guys, even if you mix in some 21-year-olds, the team starts to be a little bit more mature. Even at 20, and 21, you basically still a baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
but when you bring
some
in
of the young guys are just bad, like influences, like Kevin Porter Jr.
right, that's what I'm saying, bro. Yo, that's what, man. I'm telling. It's not Steven Silas's fault in Houston, bro. Because here's the thing. If you bench Jalen Green because of defense, right? Who are you gonna replace him with?
Not a soul. We don't have a soul.
And then when you bench him because
they got that kid from USC that was pretty good. That we were looking to draft. He's like 6'4", 6'5", something like that.
Think about this though. This is the question I was getting to. You bench him because of his bad defense, and then now the general manager is there like, yo, you got to play him. We got to work through all this stuff. And you like, yo, bro. I watched the Knicks Houston game, bro. The Knicks Houston game. Listen, anybody telling me that they want Kenyon Martin, I invite them to jump off the Triborough Bridge, bro.
Bro, some of those shots that Kevin Porter Jr. was just putting up, I was like, what?
And
he was putting them up solely because IQ was cooking him. That's literally the only reason.
That's the only reason, right? And then the KJ Martin thing is this, right? His man cut across his face and went to the rim and dunked. And you teach fourth graders not to allow that. You like KJ, what are you looking at? He was like, yo, this man passed in front of me. That was your man.
You know, it's funny. KJ Martin's one of the few players this year that has played every game this season. He has not deserved to play every game.
No. KJ Martin is, no. And I would, and listen, man, Jalen Green, I know he's going to be something, but he is not, bro. The dude is scoring 20 points a game, shooting like 39%. Right? And then in that 39%, it's not like he's the number one option. They're just in a track meet and he's shooting 39%. The dude can't shoot. And he can't guard. And I know people will say, well, in 2 years he'll be the Kobe. I don't know.
Nah, I doubt that. I don't see none of that.
He's going to be the Filipino Kobe, right?
That would take it would take a whole lot of discipline and focusing on his craft and like a support system and the organization.
That organization
screwing his head on straight. Like part of the reason why Kobe Bryant got the work ethic he got is because number one, his father was a pro,
right?
And then when he got to the league,
and he played with professionals before he got drafted,
right? Exactly. And when he got to Europe, one of his mentors was the logo,
right? And in practice every day, he was going against an all NBA defender in Eddie Jones, right? Mm-hmm. And a champion in Byron the Frenchman Scott, right? So it's not like Kobe walked into a thing and could just make mistake. Cats was on him every day, right? Jalen Green, bro, when you watch that game against the Knicks, Jalen Green backed off of a red hot 3-point shooter. How are you backing off of Grimes? When have you ever saw tape where Quentin Grimes saw somebody up and went to the rim and yammed on somebody? And you backing up off of Grimes, who hit 2 threes in a row, thinking he gonna sauce it, bro. I'm telling you, young players, bro. The best player on the Houston Rockets right now, the only untradeable player is Sengun.
There's a lot of things I don't like about Sengun's game too, but those are things that are, I feel like it's also culture.
Yeah, I think the things that I don't like about him are athletic ability wise things that he can't change.
So he has a very high IQ. Like he studies Jokic. Right. He said so openly. He studies everything about Jokic's game. He just can't keep up with athletic players.
No, he can't. He can't. But you knew that before you drafted him, though.
But like at some point, it's like Steven Silas literally cried after games. You saw the report. He said he cried.
Yeah.
You can't have that man leading young man, bro.
You know why he crying, bro?
Because his message is not going through. That's
Yeah.
literally what you said.
He this team, bro. You that's the thing that when people were telling me to tank, bro, the only way I would subscribe to a tank is if we're gonna tank, starting all over from scratch. You got to give me. I'm only co-signing to a total rebuild from the bottom, starting from the bottom. Now we here is if you giving me a Kobe Bryant and a Penny Hardaway to start with, a 19-year-old Kobe and a 19 Penny Hardaway.
You better
If
have
I'm,
like Taj Gibson on the bench or something.
yeah, and see, you read my mind. And
Yep.
the only way I'm doing that is those are my two crown gems, and I'm bringing old vets to play around them.
Hey,
Right?
but while you're messing around, outside of Victor, I think they're gonna end up with Scoot Henderson.
If the Rockets end up with Scoot, it's gonna be fist fights in the locker room, bro.
Okay, well, KCP. I mean, I'm about to call him KCP.
Kevin Porter.
Kevin Porter's gonna get up out of there.
Yeah,
Ain't
he
no way.
is the one that. Yeah, he's
he's the toxic player that has to go. I understand that.
but he's talented though.
Oh no doubt.
Don't you know they gave him like a non-guaranteed deal? Like they can get rid of him at literally.
But he's not a
time.
point. He's not a point guard, bro.
Nah, he's a 2 or even
He's a shooter. That's it. He ain't even a combo guard. He's a shooter.
Right. Yeah, that's
not a good one. Just the guy that
not a
shoots
good
the ball.
one. He just does it. he just does it. Lee know what I'm talking about. The dudes that go to the qualifying range and they can't hit nothing. They got you there past chow time.
It's
all the alibi rounds in the world.
Yeah.
All the alibi rounds in the world.
Out there with tracer rounds at night.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. He don't want to gotta go back through BRM all over again. He got to start from. He's going to the next company. Don't worry about him.
Yeah, got the whole platoon in the front leaning rest because yeah. But yeah, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, Dre. I think, man, the Sengun kid, I think, at least wants to do the right thing. I think the other cats.
Yeah, he's unselfish. He's an unselfish player.
What's the other guy? The power forward, Garuba. Garuba.
Oh, Garuba. He's like an undersized center.
Yeah. And so is Sengun though. Sengun's what, 6'9"?
Yeah, he's gonna, his role in the NBA is going to be almost exactly what Sabonis does.
Right.
Under the right system.
In the right system, but he's too slow to play power forward, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because if he's too slow to play center, you ain't trying to get him.
Nah, he's gonna get cooked.
Because in this league, Corey Lee, every power forward shoots threes, and he needs to be able to close. He needs to be able to close out and run back and get help and tag people in the paint.
Yeah,
it's impossible for him.
Yeah,
it's hard for Julius Randle at times. So
but also too but Dre, that takes time and development. You got to have the right people around you to get you that way. You know what I'm saying?
You can have all the IQ in the world and all the positioning too, but if you physically can't do it, you can't do it.
Yeah, you can't do it.
There's how many spots in the NBA? 200 spots. So they constantly switching them out.
450? Somewhere around there.
450, but I'm just saying in the NBA, but it's like starting was 200 maybe. So good luck. Good luck.
He's gonna get chances in the league because he's so offensively gifted. He's like a wizard he's like a baby version of Jokic. Like he doesn't have the efficiency or the touch from like three.
Right.
But he has the passing. He needs more reps as a playmaker. But he's not gonna get that when Kevin Porter Jr. is just taking 30-footers when he feels like it.
Right. And it's that roster is bad, bro.
Like they did Jabari Smith Jr. so bad.
Yep.
Like they're ruining his development.
Yep.
Yeah, they are. But they need to get somebody in who, well, not even, because I think, like you said, Steven Silas is a good coach. I just think Steven Silas does not have the right support system from management and ownership.
True.
Yeah, but and to that point though, when you put together a young team, bro, you got to let them go out there and get the bad basketball out of their system. Because when you watch the Rockets, you like, I know they're not gonna let Randall bring the ball all the way up to the 3-point line and nobody stop the ball.
But
That's
it's like
high school stuff.
But it's like when you see like there's two types of bad basketball. There's the Rockets and then there's the Spurs in terms of young bad basketball.
Right.
Like the Spurs is for lack of effort, it's just terrible execution and IQ. Like these guys on the Rockets are just not even trying half the time.
The Rockets are more talented, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're way more talented.
Yeah, but the culture is totally different in San Antonio.
In both places, yeah.
Come on now, like I just said. I'm sorry, Dre, but I just said, if they had like Steven Silas had the backing of a nice ownership and as well as management, then it would be a different story in Houston. Not to say that the product would be different, but it would. You can see the upside of it all.
I think he got a raw deal, bro. I think he had no idea it would be this bad.
And then now he's the scapegoat, but he was also like a pawn of the front office.
They played him. Yeah, they played him, bro. They played because Steven Silas is his dad coached in the NBA.
Yeah,
his dad played for the Celtics. His dad played for the Celtics. Yeah, and the dude.
Matter of fact, wasn't he the Cleveland's coach for a long time?
Yeah,
for a long
LeBron
time.
Loved him. LeBron.
Yeah, and the thing with Steven Silas, bro, is I think on a young veteran team like Orlando, like what Jamal Mosley's got, I think Jamal Mosley and Steven Silas are like on that same level, like with JB Bickerstaff. Like they're not young, but I'm talking about in terms of
coaching years.
When you compare them to Tibbs, they're young. You know what I'm saying? When you compare these guys have like all these innovative things that they want to put in place, and you can't even put the stuff in place. Like Steven Silas wants to put in defensive stuff, but these young kids don't even have basic high school fundamental stuff down.
They playing AAU ball.
Like KJ Martin, KJ Martin let his man cut across his face with the basketball.
And this is like his fourth season.
Yes. Bro, you let the man. Dre, think about that. Think about this. You are defending and your man run by you to the rim and you don't move. Right? Because you're processing what the rest of the offense is doing.
Ball watching.
When I saw that Knicks game,
but
bro.
That's like the thing, like that's the first thing you learn in like elementary school. See the ball and your man.
Yes. Bro, yeah, man.
You learn that in intramurals, man.
Yeah,
intramurals.
some of that stuff that you see, like somebody DM me and was like, "Yo, the dude y'all the perfect fit is KJ Martin." No, it's not KJ Martin.
Tibbs would catch a stroke on the sideline.
Tibbs they would have to pull him off. They would have to pull Tibbs off him, bro. Now, if you want that player type, then Derrick Jones Jr. might be your guy. If you just need that archetype, right? Because Derrick Jones Jr. is a ball of energy. He's going to hustle from start to finish. Is Derrick Jones Jr. a starter in the NBA? No.
He's like an eighth guy.
Right. But if you're looking for like explosive athlete, energy defender, and I'm not even saying Derrick.
Pinch.
Yeah. I'm not even saying Derrick Jones Jr. is a good defender. Notice I said energy defender. Right? You know what I mean? But KJ Martin, man, stop.
He's legitimately just in the league because he jumps high.
Right. And they're playing him because he's got the potential to be something if he can develop skills and stuff. Like eventually he could turn into you know who he could turn into if
Miles Bridges,
Gerald Wallace.
Wow.
You remember Gerald Wallace?
Yes, I do.
A super athlete, came out of Arkansas, really raw skills. and he sat on the bench in Sacramento for what 2 years? Yeah, and then he went to Charlotte, bro.
And came out of nowhere.
He got paid. He got paid. Yeah, but the thing is though, you can't, man. Nah, bro. I can't deal, bro. When I watched that Rockets game, I was like, if I was a Rockets fan, I would be so pissed right now. This is what a tank looks like. Nah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I can't sit through a tank, bro. I just can't. Because you watch so much bad basketball, it drives you away from basketball, bro. It makes you watch. But
the thing is, like, sometimes you could watch bad basketball if you're seeing the improvement over the course of the
development,
season.
right.
But you're not seeing none of it there.
None of it, bro. When you watched RJ Barrett's first year, you saw like these small baby steps towards improvement all season long from RJ. Right? You like, oh, RJ can't get by his man. Right? And then you saw him hit the game winner against Houston. You remember Harden came down and hit the 3, and then RJ came back down and got the and 1 against PJ Tucker. Remember PJ Tucker tried to body him up and then he fell out of bounds. Leon Rose first day on the job. You sort of like these little baby steps, but the thing about tanks, bro, I just can't, bro. I just can't. I just can't unless I'm watching it. For instance, right now today, if you say, "Hey, Uncle Freezie, we tanking, we trading away everybody," right? But here's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the Thompson twins and the kid out of Villanova. And we just going to build around them 3.
Cam Whitmore.
Yeah. The Thompson twins, I'm going to give you a backcourt and Cam Whitmore. And then with the other 12 spots, we're going to sign all veterans. All of them. All veterans. I'm talking about PJ Tuckers. I'm talking about like Ish Smiths, all of that. I'm putting that around them. Then I'm like, okay. And then I'm not even starting them from day one. I'm making them three young studs. I'm making them earn their minutes. Right? They're gonna start at the bottom of the depth chart and work their way up. But I just can't sit and watch. When you watch the Orlando Magic, you watch a team similar to Houston that has lottery picks also, but they have players that take pride in one thing. Like Franz Wagner is looking like he's gonna be the next Andre Karolinko. Right? That's what he's looking like. A big guy for his position that can handle more unexpected, a very sneaky athlete, a decent shooter, a team player, a great defender. You know what I'm saying? And then they have Paolo, who's looking like a 7-foot Melo.
The thing is, like all those players they drafted are two-way players.
Yeah. And
like they all want to play defense, like all of them. If you look at them, they all came into the league with the propensity to play defense at least at an NBA level.
Yeah.
Once they figure out the communications.
Especially Suggs, bro. The Suggs kid, he don't have no offense, bro. He zero offense, bro. His handles are all right.
He might need to carve out like a Josh Hart type scenario for himself.
Yeah, that's who he is. Except explosive.
Yeah.
Except explosive. The dude is really. I think eventually he's going to be Marcus Smart type. Eventually.
Wow.
Today, I think he's going to be. I think he'll be better than Marcus Smart. Let me put it. Yeah. I think he'll be better than Marcus Smart. Right. The only thing though is, in today's NBA, it's hard for guards to be elite defensively. So when you see an Emmanuel quickly, when you see a Marcus Smart, you got to cherish it.
And it's not necessarily just being elite one-on-one. It's the team defense that
matters. And running the defense, communicating, telling people where to be at, communicating with your backline defense, like you and Mitch on a string, communicating, like Mitch calling out screens and you passing along cutters and all of that stuff. Man, it's a bro, when you sit courtside at an NBA game, you have such a different respect for the game of basketball than you do when you watch it on television.
The communication is on like continuously ongoing.
Yep.
But on bad teams, you don't hear it as much.
Because they
like the
don't
Rock,
know
if you
what to say.
go to a courtside game for the Rockets, they ain't really saying shit.
No, because they don't know nothing. They don't. And Silas is over there like, bro, we just spent 2 hours in film study going over the same thing. We get out here on the floor and y'all do the exact opposite of what I told y'all in film study. Right? I mean, I saw them. You remember in the third quarter, they was trying to go to a 2-3 zone against the Knicks, and the Knicks hit like they looked so bad in the zone. He had to come out of the zone real quick. Like, y'all are that bad. Well, y'all can't even play zone. This team is bad, bro. That team is bad. If I'm Silas, depending on how much they paying them. Now, if they paying them the bag, I stay. But if I'm just getting like mid-range coach money, I'm leaving. I'm letting Ime Udoka take that team.
Ime Udoka is not gonna take that.
That ain't what Houston fans say.
Well, they must be paying $10 million a year.
Hey, but that's what every fan base is saying. We want Udoka.
I think he's gonna.
Udoka will blow that team up.
I think he's gonna go to the Raptors.
Yeah.
Nick Nurse wants to get up out of there.
Hey, Dre, was I right about Nick Nurse? Somebody gonna give me credit about Nick Nurse? Somebody gonna give me my credit?
You're talking to you, Dre.
I legit called it. I called it as long as 3 years ago when I first started this channel. I was like, right. Nick Nurse is overrated. Nick Nurse is overrated, bro. I called him Drew Carey. I'm like, yo, what is Drew Carey doing for the Raptors, bro? Bro, I just think but ultimately what I'm saying if I get out of here is I think the Knicks are in a good place with the roster, the money, the time, the draft capital, the coach, the front office, and the ownership. I think we're in a great place. So, could things be better? Of course, no situation is perfect, but it is what it is.
What time we play tonight?
Is it tonight?
Yeah, no, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wednesday, Friday, Sunday closes.
Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, yeah.
And then we're done, right?
Yeah, for the season. Hopefully Friday and Sunday are Miles McBride invitationals.
Yeah. I want to see Miles McBride take 20 shots.
I want to see him drop 30.
Yeah, I want to see Miles McBride take 20 shots.
I need a Daquan Jeffries masterclass.
And Trevor Kills.
Yeah. Hey, Dre, I'm going to tell you something, bro, and it's going to make you laugh.
All right.
Trevor Kills leads the NBA and corner 3-point percentage.
Because he's 1 for 1.
Because he's 1 for 1.
Bye, man.
I would like to see Obi get 40.
Yeah. Yo, when I saw that, I look at all these obscure stats. Like I'm always looking for Knicks stats.
You pressed it to sort it, and you saw his name at the top.
Yes. Trevor Kills. Okay.
The future.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all. I'm out of here, man.
Peace.
All right, baby. Have a good one, man. No Knicks morning drive this morning. I have an appointment at 8:30 that I can't miss. So no Knicks morning drive this morning. I'll probably rock in the afternoon at some point around 6-ish or so. And then it'll be Knicks freestyle after that at like 7:30.
Cool.
All right. Hopefully I'll be back in Atlanta by then.
Yeah, man. Be safe, bro.
All right. Always. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.